Learfield.
Dunkin' is dropping a new kind of energy. I'm Mike Crispino, voice of the Huskies, introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, terms apply.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the Yukon Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank Yukon Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
Connecticut is Husky Nation. This is the Yukon Sports Network from Learfield.
After the shooting, it was crippling, but it had to be preserved.
In response to the Pulse nightclub shooting that affected the LGBTQ community, Barbara Poma, owner of Pulse, founded the One Pulse Foundation to honor Pulse victims and survivors.
If you're an ally of this community, speak out. There are more of us together than apart. It is the power of love in its rawest form.
Join the fight for LGBTQ acceptance. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies, because feeling full can sound like this.
How did the interview go?
I did it! I got the job! I can't believe it!
And like this.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/act now. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
The countdown to tip-off continues with a check of scores from around the Big East and college basketball. Let's go inside the Learfield Network studios.
Zach Linfield with you from inside the network studios as we get you ready for another round of UConn's title defense in the Sweet 16 as we tune you up for a 7:39 tip-off between the Huskies and the Aztecs of San Diego State. There's one other game that's set to hit the floor, and that's Arizona, the 2 seed in the West, ready to face off against the 6-seeded Clemson, but still yet plenty to come tonight. R.J. Davis in North Carolina, the top seed in the West, set to mix it up with 4th-seeded Alabama's high-powered offense at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles around 9:39 following the conclusion of Arizona and Clemson. The winner of those two games will meet Saturday afternoon in L.A. in the Elite Eight. Then at approximately 10:09, 2 and 3 seeds meet at TD Garden after the finish of our game. The Big 12's champ, Iowa State, and the Big 10's champ, Illinois, are set for a big-time collision. Number 1 offense against number 1 defense. And, of course, the winner of that game will meet the victor of ours on Saturday night. Every year that San Diego State has made the Sweet 16, UConn has won the national championship. 2011, the Huskies eliminated Kawhi Leonard. Then 2014, and, of course, last year, 2023. The two meet again in the regional tonight, and Cam Spencer pregame with Mike Crispino discussed the Aztecs finding the Sweet 16 yet again.
San Diego State's no slouch. They got back to the Sweet 16. We know how hard that is.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, made it all the way to the national championship last year and, are having a heck of a year this year. So, they return a lot of those guys and, they just have a great culture at their program and, we'll be ready for a battle.
All right, and
a big reason why the Aztecs are back in this position, the defense. San Diego State touts the country's 10th-ranked defense in the KenPom. UConn freshman guard Steph Castle discussed with Mike Crispino the difficulty of facing this Aztec defense.
Yeah, they D it up pretty good. They hold teams in the 60s, so it's going to be a little more difficult to score against them, maybe. What do you think?
I feel like we have the best offense in the country. I feel like we can get any shot we want. So, we know how hard they play. We respect how well they play defense. But, I feel like they still have to show that they can stop.
Yeah, plenty still to come tonight. We'll discuss the slate for tomorrow at the break. But as we inch closer to the tip-off for the rematch of last year's national title game between San Diego State and UConn in this Sweet 16, Mike Crispino in the full court press from Boston. Mike?
It's the full court press with Dom Amore of the Hartford Courant. UConn on a major roll, Dom, 148 of 53. Is it fair to say they're handling success well? And what's the key to that?
Well, Dan Hurley has mentioned a number of times that they practice and they play as if they haven't won a thing. So I think somehow, much like Gino Auriemma back in the day when they would win every game by 50 and he would still have them going into games convinced they were going to lose, I think right now you just have that perfect combination of a coach that has his team's ear and they're listening and they're playing every game like they haven't won 48 out of 53.
That's a good quality, that's for sure. Three-point shooting was abysmal against Northwestern, 3 for 22. Alex Caravan in a slump, 6 of 22. Could that be the Achilles heel for them?
Well, the one thing about this UConn team is that they're able to win games with or without any number of different traits that they have. I don't know if there is any one key or one thing you could stop or take away. They have other things that they can beat you with if they're not hitting threes. My guess is that they won't continue shooting as poorly as that, and that they'll make threes tonight.
All right, I like that. San Diego State's Aztecs, they returned 4 of their top 6 scorers. Is that the better formula these days compared to Kentucky? It's got all those one-and-dones every year, and they're not having any success in the tournament.
Well, Kentucky hasn't had success for quite a while with that one-and-done formula. They get the best players, but not only are they inexperienced, but in many cases, as I said, they've got their bags packed, halfway through the season. So I don't think that is really ever a formula to win consistently. I mean, they won once, but I don't think that's necessarily the way to go anyway. More recently, it's really been exacerbated by the extra COVID year, because now you've got, if you look at the UConn team, they have a 24-year-old and a 17-year-old or an 18-year-old on the same team, Castle, the freshman, and Spencer. So, no, I don't think that one-and-done thing is going to work anymore, but the experience factor is going to be a little bit less now that COVID year is finally out of the system.
Folks in Lexington getting a little impatient these days. San Diego State, one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country. Suddenly they go 13 of 27 in their last game to get here. What does that say about March Madness? It seems to bring out these kind of performances, kind of off-the-grid type things.
Well, they went a lot of it's matchups. They went 13 for 27 against Yale. They might not have done that if they played Auburn. But I think that, that's always the danger of this time of year, is that a really cold shooting night on your part, a really hot shooting night on another team's part, and it can be over. So, but yeah, I mean, I know there's no such thing as the law of averages, but there is, and I would be surprised if they went 13 for 27 tonight.
Yeah, I always use that law of averages thing. All right, Illinois, number 1 offense, second game tonight. Iowa State, number 1 defense. Does defense still win championships in this sport?
Well, unless you have a better offense. I mean, it's all matchups. These teams have played probably they play in a similar part of the country, similar conferences, not the same conference. But I think that, defense is something that doesn't go into a slump. And defense is something that is probably pressure-proof. The pressure can get to you on offense. It can force you to make mistakes. It could force you to take poor shots or miss shots. But if you can play good defense, that should not be affected by the circumstances. And that's probably why teams that play good defense generally, as Dan Hurley said the other day, are bulletproof.
Yeah, it's one of the things that UConn does pretty well on both sides of the ball. Let's get to that final thing. Dan said they're bulletproof, but he really meant we're trying to be bulletproof, right. Didn't he?
Well, what he meant is if we play defense a certain way, we make ourselves bulletproof, where you don't lose if you have a bad shooting night from 3. So that's what he was referring to, that their defense can make them bulletproof if they play it the way they tend to play it. And again, defense should not be affected by pressure or other factors, and that's why they can be bulletproof, because they have a quality that's not going to go into a slump, that's not going to be susceptible to pressure.
You could be an interpreter of Hurleyanisms, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I haven't figured out his time schedule yet, though. I know when he says 4 o'clock, that means roughly 5:05.
Neither can I figure that out at all. All right, thanks, Tom. Appreciate it. Coming up, scouting report. Brian Dutcher's the head man of San Diego State, and Wayne Norman will have more on him in a moment. This is UConn basketball on Learfield.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Calling all movers and shakers, those cranking around on crutches, the high-heeled, the ready-to-be-healed, the always on your feet. We are masters of mobility, healers of joints, muscles, bones. What moves you, moves us. We are UConn Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we practice what we teach. Here, academic medicine, research, and clinical care unite as one relentless power. Because together, anything is possible. Visit us at health.uconn.edu.
We're back in 60 seconds after this from your local station. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Smokey Bear, and I made an assistant to help you out, because only you can prevent wildfires.
Hey, Assistant Smokey Bear, call me Papa Bear, because I'm grilling up dinner. Do you get it?
Yes, good job.
So, what should I do with all these coals?
Don't just toss them out. Put them in a metal container because those embers can start a wildfire.
I understand. The stakes are high.
Ha, 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 ha.
Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, you're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
It's time to take a closer look at today's opponent in the Scouting Report. Here's Wayne Norman.
Brian Dutcher is in his 7th year as head coach at San Diego State. The Aztecs are playing the number 1 overall seed UConn tonight, but last year they knocked off the top overall seed Alabama on the way to facing UConn in the national championship game.
It's two different opponents. Alabama was a lot younger. UConn's way more experienced, having won a national championship, had these kind of moments already. So in that regards, it's different. The talent level's really close to the same. You know, both programs put guys in the NBA off their teams. And so it's a different kind of a feel. But again, we're grateful to have a chance to try to play against a really good top seed for this tournament.
Dutcher's star is 6'9" senior forward Jaden Ledee, who averages 21.5 points a game. He was a sub last year and scored 7 points against UConn in the national championship game.
He was capable of doing a lot of this last year, but I had Matt Bradley on the team, and he dominated the ball a lot, and with good reason. He was a really good player, and I didn't need Jaden dominating the ball too. And so he waited his turn. He was patient. He kept putting his work in. And so it's not as big a surprise to the coaching staff as it is to maybe the country as a whole that Jaden is this good. We knew he was this good. He was just waiting for his opportunity.
But it's not just Ledee. Guards Lamont Butler and Darian Trammell are excellent.
Yeah, I've got the starting backcourt from last year's national championship runner-up. I've got Lamont and Darian back. And that's a good place to start. You know, two guys that have been in big games, that have had important moments in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, Darian, MVP of the South Regional, Lamont Butler's shot against Florida Atlantics. They've been in these moments. And so they're not going to be afraid of the spotlight. They're not going to be afraid of their moment. And hopefully they have that kind of one shining moment that will allow us to get a victory.
But Dutcher's team has lost 10 games this year.
We got beat a lot this year in hard road environments and took everybody's best shot. And not unlike Connecticut. They took everyone's best shot, but they won a lot of those games. That's why they're the top seed. We won enough of them to earn a 5 seed, but it's been a challenging year because everybody knows that we played for the championship last year. Everyone knows what we've done in the Mountain West, and so I think all those moments have prepared us for this moment, hopefully, that we played hard environments, we played hard games, and we've somehow been able to stand on 2 feet and continue to win.
Having played UConn last year will help Dutcher prepare for tonight.
Well, hopefully, there'll be some familiarity with them from last year. A lot of the same players back, a lot of the same system. They play a lot the same way. You know, Danny's done an incredible job, and so we kind of know what it looks like. We know how hard it is, and, you know, as much as they ran through the tournament last year, dominated pretty much everybody, we felt with 5 minutes ago it was a 5-point game. We put ourselves in a chance to win. And so hopefully tomorrow we'll do the same thing. Hopefully with 5 minutes to go in the game, we'll have an opportunity to win.
UConn and San Diego State have quite a history in the NCAA tournament, including in the 2011 Sweet 16.
It's like a repeat. I mean, we got to do what they did to us. We had them in Anaheim with Kemba Walker and a chance to beat them close to our home. Played them in L.A., obviously, in Anaheim, and they beat us. They beat the Kawhi Leonard team, and so we're in their backyard now, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to beat them close to their home.
Mike Crispino talks with UConn coach Dan Hurley next. From Brown, Panderas, and Scott, this is UConn basketball on Learfield.
It is proud to be the broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Radio Network. Whether it's a meal for 2 or setting up a feast for the whole team, make sure to visit your local Big Y for it all. Grab some grinders, a party-sized pizza, even sushi and sandwiches. Big Y has all the essentials to satisfy even the hungriest crew. I'm iHeartMedia's Renee Danino, reminding you that it all starts with a trip to Big Y, your family market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y.
Keeping you ahead of severe weather is the most important thing we do. Hi, I'm Channel 3 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon.
And I'm Meteorologist Scott Haney. We're doubling down on our commitment to you with something you won't see anywhere else. First Alert Weather.
It's our promise to alert you as far in advance as possible.
Simply put, when we know, you know.
So you have more time to plan, prepare, and to keep your family safe.
This is why we First Alert.
We bleed blue. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
It's time to check in with UConn head coach Dan Hurley. With the coach, here's Mike Crispino.
The NCAA tournament brings out the best in some teams. This team you're playing here tonight, not great from 3, but they went 13-27 in round 2. So how much concern is that tonight?
Well, it's a concern, and we obviously have to play the numbers. You can't overreact to one game. These guys have shot poorly. Around 300 in the country and 3-point field goal percentage. So obviously you can't take away everything from the opponent, but this is a game where we've got to take away Ladie and we've got to take away the paint and force them to make semi-contested threes.
Yeah, Ladie was the next subject, obviously. Perfect example of a mature player taking advantage of his opportunities. What impresses you about him, besides the fact he's a 6'9" stud?
Yeah, I mean, just the movement, the way he ducks in. He's got some similarities to Adama in terms of, fighting for the position down there. Throws his body. I I guess I'd say he just throws his body into people and gets to the foul line a lot. But just physical, he's at an All-American level season.
Yeah, he's had like over 300 free throw attempts this year. That's a big number. So you want to keep him off the line.
Yeah, we've got to double him and protect Donovan and make sure Donovan stays on the court. So I don't know how much single coverage he'll see in this game in the post. But yeah, he throws himself into people and puts the referees in position where they've got to make a call because bodies are hitting the floor.
Yeah, Lamont Butler, Final Four guy from last year, master disruptor, 56 steals. How important is it to take care of the ball here tonight?
Yeah, Tristan and Cam and all of our guards, you cannot play with the ball around Butler. He picked our pocket a couple times last year. Trammell is another one that's flying around out there. They're top 10 defense in the country. They're physical. Hopefully, the officials call it a little bit tighter. I'd prefer tighter tonight, than grabbing and holding, and I'll let them know that early. But we've got to be like, you cannot overhandle and play with the ball around these guards.
Yeah, Donovan Clingan joined some select company against Northwestern. David Robinson, last guy to go 14, and 8 blocks. What's igniting his postseason rise here in these last 5 games?
Healthy. He's got the experience now. He's healthy. He's got the experience now in a similar way to Andre last year. And Adama as juniors and Jordan Hawkins as a sophomore. You just, at the end of that, that sophomore year, you're playing like a junior. At the end of your junior year, you're playing like a senior with just the amount of games these guys have played now.
Yeah, the 3-point shooting in that last game, not good, 3 for 22. Is that an area that has to improve? Could the job be easier if you do shoot it better from out there?
Yeah, I don't think we can do that again. I hope we don't do that again. I don't appreciate you bringing it up either.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, we've shot the ball much better than that. We're in a different arena. We've had a couple days to put that behind us, and for the most part, we got great ones too. So we're going to have tighter windows to shoot the ball in today, and guys like Alex and Tristan and Cam, they're going to really have to hit their shots.
Yeah, the Aztecs defense pretty good. I mean, they're allowing 66 points a game. What's the key to that stinginess, and how do you attack them?
Physicality. They've got the 2 guards that are just, they're dogs on the ball. They're hard to beat off the dribble. So hopefully our movement off the ball will create some opportunities. And then they really rally to the ball when you do attack paint. They fly at you and they scramble and rotate and they're old. I mean, their starting 5 is all seniors, and it's an older, really physical team.
All right, keys to getting to the Elite 8. How do you do it?
Yeah, just that there's going to be some street fight elements here where, we've got to have our highest level of toughness. We've got to be really strong and sharp with the basketball because, we can't afford to give them free points, transition points off turnovers. We've got to force these guys to score in the half court, and then the rebounding is going to be critical because these guys really, really go get it.
All right, Coach, let's go. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Let's go.
All right, that's Dan Hurley coming up. We got the scouting report, Brian Dutcher with Wayne Norman. And when we continue our coverage, UConn, San Diego State in the Sweet 16 here in Boston on Learfield.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
Fight on, Connecticut. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jackamick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Of the 5-time national champions. This is UConn Huskies men's basketball.
Caravan now gives to Spencer. He thinks about shooting a 3, and he buries it.
Play-by-play coverage of the Sweet 16 is presented by Key Bank, the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball. Today's game is also sponsored by Big Y, your family market. It's more than food, it's my Big Y. Brown, Painderas, and Scott. With BPS Lawyers, you get more than a lawyer. You get a law firm. Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Duncan. UConn runs on Duncan. JT Gamo Hartford. Connecticut's #1 place for tux rentals and men's fashion. Laz Fly Airport Parking. We've got lots to offer. Lewis Real Estate. The exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics. Looking to buy or sell? Call 860-404-2655. Lippincott Van Lines, the definition of moving excellence. Magna Physical Therapy, potential through physical therapy. MagnaPT.com. Mitchell Auto Group. Mitchell Jeep is Connecticut's newest Jeep retailer at their all-new state-of-the-art dealership, offering exceptional customer service in the community for over 100 years. Orthopedic Associates of Hartford. Make your move. Live your life. Connect with the top orthopedic specialists at OAHCT.com. Trantolo and Trantolo, Connecticut's personal injury law firm. WFSB, trust Connecticut's largest, most experienced team of meteorologists. The First Alert Weather Team, only on Channel 3 Eyewitness News. And by UConn Health, the official healthcare provider of UConn Athletics.
Outlet Castle. Castle to the running Newton. Oh, Newton landed in! Oh, what a finish!
We're minutes away from tip-off. Let's go to our Big Y broadcast location. Live from TD Garden in Boston. Alongside Wayne Norman, here's Mike Crispino.
It's the East Regional semifinal from TD Garden in Boston. #1 UConn, #5 San Diego State in the East. Dan Hurley, the head coach of the Huskies, 33-3. The starting lineup, Tristan Newton, averages 17 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He's a grad guard, 6'5", 195 from El Paso, Texas. Stephon Castle, a freshman guard, 6'6", 215, Covington, Georgia. Alex Caravan averages 14 points, 5 rebounds. Redshirt sophomore forward, 6'8", 220, Southborough, Mass. Cam Spencer, grad guard, 6'4", 205, Davidsonville, Maryland. Donovan Klingon, sophomore center, 7'2", 280 from Bristol, Connecticut. For Brian Dutcher and the San Diego State Aztecs, 26-10 coming in out of the Mountain West. Micah Parrish averages 9 points, 4 rebounds. Senior guard, 6'6", 195 from Detroit, Michigan. They start 5 seniors. Jay Powell, a forward, a senior, 6'9", 185, Omaha, Nebraska. Lamont Butler averaging 9.5 a game. A senior guard, 6'2", 205, Moreno Valley, California. Darian Trammell, senior guard, 5'10", 175, Marin City, California. And Jaden Ledee, the senior forward, 6'9", 240 from Houston, Texas. The officials, Roger Ayers, Jeff Clark, Tony Henderson, the backup, Tommy Morrissey. Wayne Norman's keys to the game in a moment from Brown, Painderas, and Scott. This is UConn basketball in the Sweet 16 on Learfield.
Big Y, your family market, is proud to be the broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Radio Network. Whether it's a meal for two or setting up a feast for the whole team, make sure to visit your local Big Y for it all. Grab some grinders, a party-sized pizza, even sushi and sandwiches. Big Y has all the essentials to satisfy even the hungriest crew. I'm iHeartMedia's Renee Danino, reminding you that it all starts with a trip to Big Y, your family market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Keeping you ahead of severe weather is the most important thing we do. Hi, I'm Channel 3 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon.
And I'm Meteorologist Scott Haney. We're doubling down on our commitment to you with something you won't see anywhere else. First Alert Weather.
It's our promise to alert you as far in advance as possible.
Simply put, when we know, you know.
So you have more time to plan, prepare, and to keep your family safe.
This is why we First Alert.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletic season? You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
This is UConn men's basketball. Now back to our Big Y broadcast location.
Like UConn, San Diego State lost 3 starters for the team that lost to UConn in the national championship game, but they have 4 key returners, including 4 of their top 6 scorers. They are 26-10. They finished 5th in the Mountain West Conference at 11-7. They have 1 double-figure scorer, 6'9" TCU transfer, Jadon Ladie, at 21.5 points a game. He'll post up, but he'll also step out and shoot threes. They return their starting backcourt, point guard Darian Trammell and Lamont Butler. They're a good defensive team, but can struggle offensively. They were last in the Mountain West Conference in field goal percentage. They don't shoot threes well, although they did in their last game. They're last in the league at 32%. But led by Ladie at 8.4 a game, they're a good rebounding team. Keys for a UConn win tonight. Number 1, contain Ladie, who has been averaging 28 points a game in postseason. Donovan Klingon will likely defend him, but Alex Caravan may get some time at the 5. UConn doesn't double the post much, but they probably will tonight. Key number 2, rebounding. UConn was just +3 on the glass against a poor rebounding Northwestern team Sunday. The Huskies need to be better on the boards and keep Ladie off the offensive glass. And number 3, get the three-point game back. UConn was the second best three-point shooting team in the Big East until Sunday's 3 for 22 performance. 3 three-pointers made equals a season low, and were the Huskies' fewest in 3 years. Our keys of the game, sponsored by the Mitchell Auto Group. Mitchell Jeep is Connecticut's newest Jeep retailer at their all-new state-of-the-art dealership, offering exceptional customer service in the community for over 100 years. They're having a whiteout for the UConn fans here this evening. It worked really well at Gamble and Hartford when they promoted that. And as you sit here at the TD Garden, you can clearly see the UConn sections, including one right behind the UConn bench. I would say 80-90% of the people in that section are wearing white, and there's other groups, including in the upper decks here, that are wearing the white. I got my white on right now, as a matter of fact. And, of course, Alex Caravan is the nearby Southborough, Massachusetts. Hopes there's a lot of UConn fans here.
Yeah, it's super important for us. That's why we worked so hard this year. So we knew in the beginning of the season that we can go from Brooklyn to Boston, and having the UConn fans was definitely a major reason why we wanted to work so hard in the off season, just have them in our background too. So just super excited to have them come up to Boston. We'll definitely need their support. We'll definitely need their energy.
Well, Alex Caravan, Southborough, Massachusetts. He had the most ticket requests coming in, obviously a local boy. This San Diego State team played the 3rd toughest schedule in the country. Their Ken Palm was 17. They're in their back-to-back Sweet 16s. Obviously went to the championship game last year, but they knocked off a number one last year out in Alabama, Wayne, which I thought was a major upset in that tournament. I thought Alabama was Final Four bound until they met San Diego State. So this Aztec team is tough as nails.
Well, they bring back some experience, and I think the biggest concern you've got would be Ledee, who only had 7 points and 4 rebounds against UConn in that national championship game and was more of a bit player, but now they give him the ball and let him do his damage both inside and outside.
Their major wins came against St. Mary's when they were 16th ranked. They beat Gonzaga as well and New Mexico. Had a lot of trouble on the road. 9 losses, 8 of them on the road. And that's where they struggled. 9 losses, though, against NCAA teams on the road, including BYU, Grand Canyon. So as a quad 1, quad 2 team, they were 10-10, about even. But the Mountain West put 6 teams into this tournament this year. They were highly regarded. They just haven't performed, aside from San Diego State.
Well, we'll see what kind of answer they have for a 7'2" guy in the middle named Donovan Clingan. You've got the big man, Jaden Ledee, for San Diego State, but the Huskies have some size of their own up front.
Jay Powell will jump it up against Clingan. UConn wearing the home white, and Jay Powell out-jumps him quickly to take the jump away, and San Diego State has it. They'll move right to left.
Kind of stole the tap that time.
He really did. You can do that if you can get away with it. Here's a hard drive down the lane and a drive inside as they deal it to a 17-foot jump shot straight away by Jaden Ledee, and he knocks it down. San Diego State has a 2-0 lead.
That's the concern, a big who can shoot from the perimeter.
Here's Castle, front court right, gives to Clingan. Now on the left wing, it's Spencer out front to Newton. UConn front court right where the San Diego State bench is. They give it to Castle. They go down low to Clingan. Back to the basket. He wants it back. They re-enter. He spins inside and banks it in. Power move by the big fella, and we're tied at 2.
Didn't work the first time. They got it back to him, and he just used a really strong muscle move inside.
Lamont Butler across the timeline, gives it up on a bounce to Ledee. And he hands it over to Darian Trammell outside the arc. Now Powell picks it up. He drives it right. And he hands it off to the cutting Micah Parrish, cut off by Spencer, and he has to give it up now to Butler. Butler pull up, straight ahead jumper, missed it. Rebound Caravan.
Good job boxing out by Alex.
Yeah, about a 16-footer off the mark. Here's Spencer to the front court right. Picks up his dribble, fires to Caravan, who launches a 3 and knocks it down. UConn leads 5-2, and that's a good sight to see as Caravan's been struggling. 6 of his last 22 from out there. Lamont Butler working on Castle. Gives up the dribble, gives to Ledee, and he launches a jumper straight away over Clingan and ties it up at 5 apiece. That's what he can do. Ledee, an excellent player, 45% from three-point range.
He leads the team in shooting percentage from 3.
Here's Clingan on the high post, left faces up, all over his head, gives to Caravan right. Caravan with a handoff to Newton. He starts left. Newton behind the screen of Clingan into the paint. Puts up a floater, airballed it, got his own rebound off a tip, gives it up to Castle. Castle with 5 to shoot. Does he know it? Step back 3 by Castle. Back rim no good. Rebounded by Darian Trammell. Trammell to the front court quickly. Top of the three-point arc. Tries to blow by Spencer. Gives it up in the right corner. A drive inside and a little floater is short. Rebounded by the Huskies. That was Micah Parrish. Kind of forced it that time. 5-5. 2.5 minutes in. This is Spencer front court right at the arc. Straight away, and he gives to Castle. Going to post up for the moment against Trammell. Digs a right shoulder in. Now a big screen by Clingan. Pull up by Castle is good. 10-footer off the right side of the lane by Steph, and UConn leads 7-5. Lamont Butler, who averages 9 a game, working against Castle across the timeline, dribbles hard to the left, gives to Ledee, thought about shooting, now crossover, gives to Butler on the left wing and gets it back. Now he'll try another jumper straight away, back rim no good. Castle got the rebound, great play, tipped it to himself. Hands to Newton, front court right at Spencer on the left sideline. Spencer off the high screen of Clingan into the paint, floater by Spencer, in and out, rebound, San Diego State. It's Parrish. Parrish crossed the timeline right to left, picked up by Spencer. Gives it up front to Powell. They go down low to Ledee, and a little jump hook is good over Klingon. And we're tied at 7, 3.5 minutes in. Ledee's been trouble already. He's got all 7 of his team's points.
That's a tough shot to block for Donovan Klingon when he puts that hook shot, protecting the ball with his body.
Here is Castle, front court right at the wing. Cutting Spencer. Gives back to Castle. Castle into the paint. Gives it to Caravan. Cuts inside. Caravan lays it up. He's blocked. Got his own rebound and put it in. Double trouble, Alex Caravan, able to give UConn a 9-7 lead. Here's a step into 3 on the right wing quickly by Darian Trammell. And a 1-point lead back the other way. Castle on a break, and he is fouled as he laid it up by Trammell. And he'll get 2 free throws as UConn ran the fast break. They're trailing 10-9, 15:50 to go here in the first half. And we get our first media timeout. UConn basketball presented in part by UConn Health, the official healthcare partner of the UConn Huskies. From Brown Paint, Darris and Scott, 10-9 San Diego State. This is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Looking to score a home run in the real estate game? Look no further than Lewis Real Estate. We're not just about the commission. We're about giving back to the community. With below market fees and personalized attention, we're the advocate you need in your corner. Don't settle for less. Choose Lewis Real Estate and make your real estate dreams a reality. Visit the Lewis Business Center, conveniently located at 994 to 1000 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford. That's SLewisRealEstate.com, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics.
Calling all movers and shakers, those cranking around on crutches, the high-heeled, the ready-to-be-healed, the always on your feet. We are masters of mobility, healers of joints, muscles, bones. What moves you, moves us. We are UConn Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we practice what we teach. Here, academic medicine, research, and clinical care unite as one relentless power. Because together, anything is possible. Visit us at health.uconn.edu.
Aw, shucks, the game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear, Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
The Huskies live here. You're listening to play-by-play coverage of UConn men's basketball, presented by Key Bank.
This broadcast of the NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It's intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited.
San Diego State, 57%, 4 for 7 from the floor. This is a team that was last in the Mountain West Conference in field goal percentage, 44% coming in. Of course, Ledee is 3 for 4 from the floor. It's been Donovan Klingon, the primary defender, when Ledee touches the ball, both inside and outside. And you can probably count on one hand this year the number of times Donovan Klingon has had to guard a big man outside 15, 17 feet, or even three-point range. But Ledee able to shoot one of those over Klingon. Huskies are 4 for 8 from the floor. Caravan 2 for 3, including making a three-pointer. Some UConn royalty in the house today. Jim Calhoun is here. Chris Smith, the school's career scoring leader. Edmund Saunders and Suleiman Wan for the 99 national championship team. And the president, Rodenka Merrick, who's been at all the postseason games so far. She's here as well. And Tyler Olander, who won 2 championships in 11 and 14.
Castle misses his first free throw, rimmed it in and out. Gets a second chance to tie the game up.
He'd been really good from the line of late, 21 of 22 before that miss.
And that one is good, so we're even at 10 apiece. 15:50 to go in the first half. San Diego State wears their road black trimmed in red. Aztecs across the front. And across the timeline, Lamont Butler gives it up at the high post to Ledee. And he hands it off to Waters, who just came in the ballgame. Reese Waters kicks it back out front. They go to the bench with Elijah Saunders. Saunders on a handoff and cutting inside Darian Trammell. They get it down to Ledee, working on Klingon. He lost it. And a rebound taken away by Caravan. Here come the Huskies. Caravan, long three, way downtown. Oh, he drilled it. Oh, baby. Oh, man. That was from way downtown by Alex. And Caravan off to a good start. Got 8 points. UConn by 3, 13-10. Here's Waters. Step-back jumper. No good. Long rebound, though. Comes down to the Aztecs, and they get an easy layup as Butler gets the assist to Ledee. And the score 13-12. That shouldn't happen. And here's Newton. And the ball nearly stolen. He gets it back. He kicks it down low to Spencer, and Spencer lays it in. That's great vision by Tristan. Nearly had the ball taken away. Ends up with a good assist. Here's a jumper by Reese Waters. He completely attacked UConn on the right side from 10 feet away and knocked it down. 15-14 UConn.
What a pace in this game.
Yeah, tremendous. 29 points scored in the opening 5.5 minutes. Here's Castle front court right. Starts to his right. Between the rings, straight on the basket. And he gives it up to Spencer. Long three by Spencer. Back rim no good. And rebounded by Newton. Newton goes down. And a foul is called on San Diego State. That is unfortunate. Both guys went down. But the man on the bottom usually gets called for the foul. And they whistle it on the number 25, I believe.
No, it's Ledee. Ledee got it. That's a very important foul. Let me just say this, that three-pointer in transition by Caravan set up after the first turnover of the game. And the muscle tussle going under the hoop between Ledee and Caravan, Klingon, I couldn't believe nothing was called, and eventually that physicality gave UConn the ball.
They're letting him play. Here's Newton to the basket. He lays it in. He curled around the screen of Klingon and drove the right side, and UConn leads 17-14. Hassan Diarra in the game. Samson Johnson getting set to check in. Front court left, Elijah Saunders gives it up to Waters on the right side. He's a 10-point scorer. Now on a handoff to the little man, Darian Trammell. They give it up in the right corner for a three. It's no good from Jaden Ledee, and Huskies have it. Front court right quickly. Here's Spencer curling into the paint. He gets hit. He dives in. He lays it in. Oh, baby. The smooth operator. I thought he was going to give it up, and then he shot it.
Got pushed from behind, but continued toward the hoop and got the layup from the right side.
Husky fans on their feet. UConn leading 19-14. Ledee, front court left, and a step-back three by Butler. Airball! And Ledee trying to save it, and down go the cameramen. Oh, man, that is a dangerous job. Great hustle, but wow, you got to be careful down there. As Ledee landed, they got two rows of photographers on one side of the basket, and of course the cheerleaders on the other side. And UConn leading 19-14, 13-14 to go in the first.
Trammell, a 33% three-point shooter. Both teams 2 for 4 from three.
Here's Diarra across the timeline, left to right. Picks up his dribble and fires it left to Spencer out near the timeline. Gives it up on the high post to Samson Johnson. One dribble and a handoff to Newton. Steps back and launches a three. Newton hits for three. And UConn suddenly 22-14.
He was 0 for 6 against Northwestern on Sunday. Outside the arc.
13-4 run by the Huskies.
And 8-0 right now.
Here's Lamont Butler, front court left, gives it up. Ledee, 17-footer straight away, drops it in off the front rim. UConn did not guard him. He'll shoot from there constantly. He's got great offensive talent. He got 11. His team has 16. And a foul is called on Butler, who is handling, and I mean manhandling, Tristan Newton. Butler is whistled. That's his first, just the third called in the game against Butler, against San Diego State, pardon me. Butler has one. Caravan comes out. Jalen Stewart comes in. They hand it out over to Johnson, front court right, and a little handoff to Newton, top of the three-point arc. He drives in the paint, goes alley-oop, and it's taken away by San Diego State. Samson Johnson was not jumping, and now Newton reaches in, and he commits a foul in the backcourt. And so that'll be Newton's first, and the first on the Huskies. 22-16 UConn. 12:15 to go in the first half. Klingon comes out. UConn goes with Castle in the backcourt, along with Diarra. They handed to Darian Trammell. Trammell, the senior, dribbles across the timeline on the high post. He hands it off to Miles Heide. Now here's Sanders for three, and off the front rim, no good. Off the left wing, rebounded by Castle. He sprints to the front court right. and has the ball stripped out of his hands. Recovered by Stewart, who spins left. Now goes back door to Spencer. Spencer nowhere to go, backs away, and he'll fire a jumper and knock it down. It's a triple in the near corner. He kind of gave him the rope-a-dope. Where's Ali when you need him? He rope-a-doped him and knocked the triple down.
Huskies already have more three-pointers made than they had on Sunday night in the entire game.
25-16. Here's Diarra hounding the new man in the ball game, Miles Bird. And now on the left wing is Trammell. Stop and go into the paint. And a kick to Heide. He fires it right. And Bird's three. In and out. Rebounded by Stewart. Stewart outlet Diarra up the left sideline in the front court. Pulls up. Deals back to Spencer. He tried to drive by his man on the baseline. Lost it. Regains it. Gives it back to Diarra at the hash. And out front to Johnson. Diarra between the rings. Guarded closely there by Trammell. Starts to his left at the hash. Gets the high screen. Try to blow by his man. Can't. Starts right. Behind the screen of Samson Johnson. Dumps down low. Got a man open. He found Spencer for a deuce. A layup on the right side on the baseline. UConn 27-16. Spencer turning it around.
Huskies have hit 6 straight shots.
Yes, right. He's 4 of 6. Spencer's made 4 in a row on a steal. Comes loose. Back on the right sideline, front court left. The Aztecs recover. Here's Trammell. Trammell on a kick. Sanders trying to shoot it. Now he drives in the paint, and he's fouled by Stewart, and it goes in. Oh, the runner, and a strong move that time by Trammell. And a chance for a three-point play. So, timeout on the floor. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. Energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors. Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine, a revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice. Caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation, it's 100%, or contains 0% fruit juice, Caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply. And from our Big Y broadcast booth with UConn leading 27-18, we pause 10 seconds for station ID. From Brown Paint Harrison Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
The exclusive home of the Huskies. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest. Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
No one gets you closer to the game than SiriusXM College Sports Radio. Tune in for the news, talk, and analysis from the offseason through regular season and into the postseason. We've got your team covered anywhere you go. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.us/College Sports Radio 2023. Last year, in the championship game, Alex Karaban went 1 for 5. He scored just once, 5 points, 5 rebounds. He's already got 8 points in the opening 10 minutes of this game. So second time around against San Diego State, having a little bit more fun with it, isn't he?
And this offensive juggernaut for UConn has been just incredible all year long, but especially lately. They're shooting 11 of 16, 69%, and coming in 7 of the last 9 halves, they've shot better than 52% from the floor.
Full court pressure by the Aztecs as Saunders completes the three-point play. Elijah Saunders, he averages 6, and he's off to a good start with that three-point play. Here's Spencer across the timeline being hounded by Miles Bird. Gives it up to Castle between the rings, straight on the basket. Castle backs away from the defender, Micah Parrish, gives it up to Spencer. Spencer up the high screen of Samson Johnson. Thought about shooting. Dumps it down to Johnson. Spins in traffic. Goes to the left-hand hook. It's no good. Rebounded by Saunders. Saunders on a sprint out. And he has a man running the break down on the baseline, but loses it. Miles Heide couldn't handle it. Part-time player, averages 9 minutes a game. Turns it over.
So that's the second turnover by the Aztecs. They average 11.1 turnovers a game. That was 8th out of 11 teams in their conference.
Huskies inbounding against full court pressure by the Aztecs now. And across the timeline, it's Newton. Gives it up out front to Klingon back in the game. Klingon hands to Castle between the rings. Starts to his right. And fires in the left wing to Caravan. Puts a floater up. No good. And Klingon couldn't get the rebound. It's batted around. The Aztecs come up with it. And Micah Parrish to the front court gives to Saunders. And the near corner to Darian Trammell. Doesn't shoot it over Caravan. Now he does. He rims it in and out. The rebound Castle. Castle will take it up to the right front court himself. Pulls up at the top of the key. Pull up mid-range. No good. Rebound. And a foul by Castle as he ran into Miles Bird. So Castle commits the foul, his first, third on the Huskies. UConn leading 27-19, 9:15 to go here in the first half.
Huskies 4 of 6 from 3 after that 3 for 22 three-point shooting game back on Sunday. And I might add that UConn was also 26 of 32 against Northwestern Sunday inside the arc. Amazing numbers.
Yeah, Dan Hurley reminded me not to remind him of that anymore. That 3 for 22 thing.
That went over well.
Well, we had a little bit of a laugh. All right, here's a jumper on the baseline. Nice play by Bird as he attacked the right baseline, put it up, and he scores it. 27-21, UConn by 6. 8:50 to go in the first. Newton gives it up to Castle on the right wing, gets it back on the left wing. He's guarded there by Lamont Butler. Back out front to Caravan. Steps into a 3. Front rim, no good. And Newton grabbed the rebound, and UConn will get a held ball, and they'll get the ball on the baseline because the arrow favors them.
Because San Diego State won the opening tap. So Caravan had been so good shooting in this game at that time. That ball nearly missed everything off the left side of the hoop.
All right, they look to inbound it. It's Newton to do the honors, and he gets it into Caravan deep between the rings, and he gives it up to Castle now out front to Klingon. Klingon faces up. Ledee not guarding him outside the arc, and Klingon gives back to Newton. Sets him a screen. Newton spins left, fires up a jumper. Tough shot, no good, and it's rebounded by San Diego State, Jay Paul.
Huskies have missed 5 straight.
Here's Paul at a front court between the rings. Starts to his right. Front court left on a handoff to Micah Parrish. His pull-up no good. Long rebound, Ledee. Step back jumper by Ledee. Airballed it. And he is saying to his teammates, that's my fault. What am I doing? Fade away. But he had Donovan Klingon in front of him, Wayne. And Donovan Klingon can deter a lot of stuff.
At the other end, San Diego State's guards really getting up in the face, playing really tight ball pressure on the UConn guards, and they forced that missed 3 moments ago by Newton.
UConn front court right. It's Klingon on the left sideline on a handoff to Newton behind the screen. Newton drives right into the paint and lays it in. Oh, he sliced through everybody.
Went right by Ledee.
Yeah, slippery move by Tristan. He's got 7 now. And a timeout called by Brian Dutcher. He is really upset. Oh, man, is he flaming hot at his team for allowing that. And the media timeout Under 8 minutes, 7:45 to go in the first.
Newton's 2 field goals in this game, both on drives to the hoop like that.
UConn leading 29-21. The top orthopedic specialists in the region are now in your community. Orthopedic Associates of Hartford, now open in South Windsor at 25 Buckland Road near Evergreen Walk. Make your move. Learn more at oahct.com. 8-point lead for the Huskies, 7:45 to go in the first. From Brompayne, Darris, and Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
The UConn Huskies are on the air. This is UConn men's basketball. Now, back to our Big Y broadcast location.
29-21, UConn on top as both teams went cold from the floor. San Diego State missed 3 of its last 4. UConn missed 5 straight before that drive to the hoop by Tristan Newton. Meanwhile, the battle inside is pretty impressive so far. Jaden Ledee got off to a really hot start going against Donovan Klingon, and Klingon talked about how tough it is to defend Ledee.
He's physical, can score all 3 levels, puts the ball on the floor, he could get to the rim off the dribble. You know, he attacks the offensive, defensive glass at another level. He's a great player, much respect for him, and, you know, I just got to really lock into this matchup.
And to follow that up, Ledee made 4 of his first 5 tonight, missed 2 of his last 3. Big Y, the official broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Sports Network and supports all our local teams. Big Y, your family market, it's more than food, it's supporting local. So the Huskies and the Aztecs meeting here. UConn, obviously out of the Big East, Wayne 6-0, the Big East. Mountain West has 6 teams. They've got 1 left. This is it. The Aztecs trying to carry the flag for the Mountain West here in this one in the Sweet 16.
This game was tied at 15, and UConn quickly built up an 11-point lead. They used a 12-1 run to do that. Right now it's an 8-point game, 29-21. Huskies still 55% shooting, 4 of 8 from 3. San Diego State 9 of 20, 45%, 2 of 7 from 3.
So it'll be San Diego State to inbound in the front court right across from us where the UConn bench is. They give it to Ledee. Dribble penetration gets to Powell, who attacks Caravan. Nowhere to go. Has to kick it back out. It's stolen by Spencer. And he gives it up to Castle. He runs to the front court. Back to Spencer. Now Caravan for 3. Short. Rebound. Castle got it. Kicks to Caravan. Going to shoot it? No. He drives inside instead. He hangs in the air. Misses. Castle got another rebound. And let's see. We have a jump ball? I believe we do. A held ball as Castle got up there with Ledee. And this time the possession arrow goes to San Diego State. So Caravan had 2 shots adding to his total. Couldn't get it to go down. He's now 3 of 8. Mitchell Jeep, Connecticut's newest Jeep retailer, at their all-new state-of-the-art dealership, offering exceptional customer service in the community for over 100 years. And the under 8-minute timeout, 7:21 to go from Brompayne, Darris, and Scott. UConn by 8, 29-21. This is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Dunkin' is dropping a new kind of energy. I'm Mike Crispino, voice of the Huskies, introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, terms apply.
Big Y, your family market, is proud to be the broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Radio Network. Whether it's a meal for two or setting up a feast for the whole team, make sure to visit your local Big Y for it all. Grab some grinders, a party-sized pizza, even sushi and sandwiches. Big Y has all the essentials to satisfy even the hungriest crew. I'm iHeartMedia's Renee Danino, reminding you that it all starts with a trip to Big Y, your family market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
The UConn Huskies are on the air. This is UConn men's basketball. Now, back to our Big Y broadcast location.
Points in the paint, UConn 16-6, and we all know under the basket is Prime Real Estate. Points in the paint brought to you by Lewis Real Estate, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics. Looking to buy or sell, call 860-404-2655.
And Mike, that paint advantage UConn has, one reason they're up 29-21 despite missing 7 of their last 8 shots from the floor. And San Diego State has missed 3 of its last 4. But in this NCAA tournament, UConn has been dominant in the paint. In fact, the last 2 games they've averaged 54 points in the paint. Their season high is 56. They did it against Stetson in the first round of the NCAA. Did it in the second game of the year against Stonehill. So they're off to a good start. Once again, points in the paint, 16-6 in favor of UConn. Huskies down now to 50% shooting, 12 of 24.
Well, all top 8 seeds reached the Sweet 16. That's where we are. Just the 5th time since 1985 that happened when they went to 64 teams. So it's been over 30 years since this has happened. On a drive right to the basket and a missed shot, but a putback is good by Jaden Ledee. It was Lamont Butler blown by the UConn defense. They got an easy 2 out of that, and the lead cut to 6, 29-23. Huskies by 6.
7-2 run for the Aztecs.
Here's Klingon at the high post left, hands to Newton, who drives inside, gets hit, banks it up, and he's fouled, and that could be on Ledee. That would be his second. And so Newton, who is very good at drawing contact and, of course, shooting free throws, will go to the line here to shoot 2. He has been the line more than anybody this year on the UConn team.
More than anybody in the Big East, actually.
191.
And he's 81% of the season coming in, but in the last 9 games, 88%, 30 of 35.
You think about it, he scored 154 points from the free throw line. And that was good. That's a lot of points. I mean, Ledee's been there 304 times, so that's unbelievable to me. But Tristan's done a pretty good job getting to the charity stripe.
Ledee's 304 attempts, number 3 in the nation. But Newton usually gets fouled on drives at the hoop. This was on a rebounding effort.
Well, he was trying to drive it across the lane when he got bumped. Ledee, I sure would like to have that one back. Newton made them both. UConn 31-23. Here's another drive to the basket, and they try to give it to Ledee, and it's stolen by Newton. Butler did the same thing on the alley-oop. It's Castle! And the dime of the game brought to you by Dime Bank. Community banking lives here. Steph stormed the castle. And UConn leads by 10, 33-23. Here's Ledee. He attacks Klingon. Jump hook. Good. Wow. What a pretty move by Jaden Ledee. He's got 13. 33-25. Before UConn gets too much momentum, he scores right away. 6:10 to go in the first half. To give to Newton on the right wing, back to Castle. They work the left wing caravan, down low to Klingon. Klingon working on Ledee. He's got 2 fouls. Klingon missed the bank shot. It's loose, and he commits a foul. So Ledee did a pretty good job of defending right there. He's taken on a man 7-2. He has given up at almost 6 inches, and he forced Klingon to miss that shot.
And you don't want Donovan Klingon getting a foul on a play like that. You want to save those fouls at the defensive end.
Right, that's a frustration foul, and you don't want to have that this time in the tournament. So UConn leading by 8. Across the timeline, here's Darian Trammell. Trammell fires on the right sideline. It's in the hands of Waters. Waters gives it up for a three-point attempt that's off the left side of the rim on the right sideline by Micah Parrish. Rebounded by Diarra. He runs to the front court right. Gives to Newton. Newton down low to Klingon. Klingon spinning on Ledee. He's got two, remember. Klingon missed again. And he got the rebound. Gives back to Newton. Long three. No good from rim. Rebound Caravan. Back outside of Diarra. Newton drives the paint. Puts it up and in. And a blocking call. The basket's good. And Newton goes to the line to try to convert the three-point play.
I think there's some question whether they're going to count the basket. Newton's actually talking to Jeff Clark about that right now.
No, they're taking it away from him. Wow. No way. That's not the right call there.
Trammell.
He was definitely in the motion and driving.
The point guard, Trammell, picks up his second foul. So the leading scorer and rebounder has two, Ledee, and the point guard with 3.3 assists per game, Trammell, now has two.
Let's put it this way. If the guys in the green uniforms were playing here in an NBA game, that would certainly have been an and one. No question. They get it into Klingon off the inbounds at the high post left. Klingon faces up, spins on Ledee, goes to the left, and missed it again. Got his own rebound again. The kick out to Caravan for three. No good. Long rebound, Newton. Gives to Diarra. They start again. Newton on the left wing. Down to Klingon again. Working on Ledee. And it's taken away. And here come the Aztecs. Lamont Butler sprints to the front court. Kicks into the near corner for three. And it's good. They get the three from Micah Parrish. And again, Aztecs battling back. It's 33-28.
Huskies got 4 offensive rebounds in that possession and nothing to show for it.
Parrish 3 for 9. 3 for 9 for 3 for the Aztecs. UConn front court right is Klingon, and he gives to Newton. Newton on the left hash. Fires it right to Spencer. Spencer drives into the paint. Kicks outside to Caravan. Back to Newton. Starts into the paint. All the way to the basket, and it's blocked. Nice play by Lamont Butler defensively. Newton was right at the rim. He deflected it off himself, though, did Butler, and it'll be UConn ball. Klingon comes out. Donovan, 1 basket. 4 attempts, 2 rebounds. Diarra will come out.
Huskies 2 for the last 15 from the floor after that 11 for 16 start. Butler getting his second block of the game. 3 blocks so far by San Diego State. The average 4 a game.
And Caravan, after that great start, has missed 5 in a row. Here's Spencer, and he threw it away into the backcourt. I got it.
Well, shot clock was going to expire anyway. He didn't have a good, clean look, and he tried to get rid of it. Even if that had been a completed pass, they never would have got a shot off in time. 3rd turnover by UConn.
Well, San Diego State is an excellent defensive team. We talked about it. They hold teams in the 60s, mid-60s. And now they have the basketball. 33-28, UConn leads on the right sideline. Lamont Butler out front to Saunders. Saunders gives it up to Parrish. Parrish guarded by Spencer. Now back to Saunders. Attacks the paint, and back to Waters, who launches a 3. Waters no good, and a rebound Saunders, and he missed the layup. But a rebound by Heide, and he missed. And a long rebound to Spencer. UConn couldn't control the boards. Spencer does come up with it. He's on the front court right. Into the paint, he goes to the basket, and puts him a floater, no good, and a rebound taken down by Lamont Butler. Huskies missing and missing and missing. Butler front court left between the rings. Quick blow by on Castle, and he lays it up left-handed, and Castle fouled him. That's the second on Castle. And so with 3:39 to go, 2 free throws coming up for San Diego State. Now, do you have more complex legal issues that are personal, business, or both? With Brown, Panderas, and Scott, you get more than a lawyer. You get a law firm. Visit BPSLawyers.com. And there's an Aztec player down, being helped up right now. Lamont Butler seems to be okay. And we take the timeout. 3:39 to go in the first. UConn 33, San Diego State 28. From Brown, Panderas, and Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Looking to score a home run in the real estate game? Look no further than Lewis Real Estate. We're not just about the commission. We're about giving back to the community. With below market fees and personalized attention, we're the advocate you need in your corner. Don't settle for less. Choose Lewis Real Estate and make your real estate dreams a reality. Visit the Lewis Business Center, conveniently located at 994 to 1000 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford. That's SLewisRealEstate.com, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics.
The Huskies live here. This is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
UConn women are Sweet 16 bound for the 30th consecutive time. You heard that right. 30 straight times. They'll face the Duke Blue Devils in Portland, Oregon Saturday night. Bob Joyce, Deb Fisk are out there in the great Northwest for all the action beginning at 7:30 here along the UConn Sports Network, the Varsity Network app, and thevarsitynetwork.com.
Today's date in 2014, 7th-seed UConn beat 3rd-seed Iowa State 81-76 at Madison Square Garden in the Sweet 16 as DeAndre Daniels had 19 of his 27 points in the second half. Of course, the Huskies went on to win the national championship. Meanwhile, UConn got off to such a great shooting start, 11 of 16. They've gone 2 of 16 since that time, missing their last 7 shots. 4 of those came on one sequence when they got 4 offensive rebounds. And after the 4th one, they eventually turned it over and gave up a fast break hoop at the other end to San Diego State, which is shooting 43%, 12 of 28. So the Huskies were close to 70% for a while. They're down to 41% now, and San Diego State hanging around. And it took Lamont Butler, after that foul by Castle's second, a while to get up. He came off the floor. He seemed to be favoring his right leg. He goes to the line now to shoot a free throw, actually shoot a pair of free throws.
The first one is up, and it's good. You know, Donovan Clingan in the postseason in 5 games, averaging 15 points, 10 rebounds, about 25 minutes a game, had gone 30 of 43, 70%. Here tonight, just 1 of 4. And a second free throw off the back rim and rebounded by Diarra. So 1 of 2 for the Aztecs. And Diarra across the timeline. UConn lead is down to 4. Here's Spencer on the left sideline at the hash. Being guarded by Waters. Out front to Newton. Newton backs away on the left hash. A high screen by Samson Johnson. Another screen set by Johnson. Newton drives and he lost it. Caravan recovers it. Gets it to Spencer. Shot clock down to 5. Spencer drives left baseline. And fade away by Spencer. Good! That's a big-time shot by the smooth operator. 35-29. And Spencer's got 11. First man in double figures for the Huskies. 6-point advantage. Here's Lamont Butler, front court, kicks it right to Saunders. Now Waters spins left, back out front to Butler. He fires it in the corner to Saunders. A 3 just grazes the front rim. Rebounded by Samson Johnson. Hands to Spencer. Cam to the front court. Behind the high screen of Sampson. Into the paint. Gets bumped. Put it up. No. A foul is called by Jeff Clark. He doesn't like to call the and one stuff, apparently, because Spencer got bumped as he went up for the shot. That's the second time that's happened in the first half.
Second foul on Lamont Butler, their leading defender, who has 35 steals on the season. They let a lot of stuff go in the first 10 minutes of this game. They're tightening it up quite a bit in the last 8 or so.
6 team fouls for San Diego, 5 for the Huskies. 2:39 to go in the first half. Here's Spencer on the inbound, near corner, back out front to Johnson. Sampson at the high post, right of the lane, with a couple of dribbles. They're overplaying everything, doing a nice job. Here's Newton for 3. Back rim, no good. And a rebound by Waters. UConn now 4 for 12 from 3. Front court left, it's Darian Trammell. Guarded by Diarra out near the March Madness logo. Heidi has it at the high post right of the lane. He gives it off on a handoff to Micah Parrish. His fadeaway is good. Parrish on the right elbow knocks one down. 35-31. Parrish has 5. UConn lead is 4. All right, Newton to the front court, gives to Caravan, who walks it across the timeline left to right. Under 2 minutes to go. Out front to Samson Johnson. Gives to Newton. Newton at the left hash. Looking to get it to Spencer. And a foul is called on Waters. And that is the 7th team foul. And that puts Spencer on the line to shoot 1-1. And that was away from the ball, 25 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, they put a guy on the line who's hit 43 of his last 45, 31 straight in that string of 45 free throw attempts. So Waters gets the foul. The junior guard picks up his first.
So unlike Coach Hurley, you have no superstitions. You will let everyone know that a guy's made 100 free throws in a row before it goes to the line.
Well, the way Cam shoots him, that seems like he could do that at some point in time. He is just smooth as silk at the free throw line.
I'll just take the 30-second one.
I don't. My job is to give information, and I think I just did that.
And he makes the first.
And the other thing is, if I'm
You're a good luck charm, you mean.
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Mike, if I'm going to jinx somebody, I'm not worried about Spencer. He's so good. He makes most of them.
Oh, so it wasn't a long shot prediction.
No.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Low-hanging fruit.
Spencer, second one is up and good. Well, you have proven yourself to be correct. He made 2 in a row.
So UConn struggling, and Spencer has the last 4 Husky points.
Yeah, 37-31. He leads the way with 13 in the first half. Here's Trammell, front court, left. Between the rings. Guarded by Diarra. Starts to his left. Picks up his dribble. Now he tries to rip under. Now he's in trouble. Almost a 5-second. He gives it up to Saunders. Elijah starts to his right. 1-on-1 with Caravan. Now he looks to give it up at the high post right. Still has it. What's he going to do? Fires it outside of Waters. 2 seconds to shoot. Waters for 3. No good front rim. Rebound Spencer.
Who else?
Spencer on a sprint out. Into the paint. Gives it up. Diarra in the corner for 3. No good. Caravan. It's tipped to him. He gets it to Klingon. He spins to the paint. He missed another one. Ball is loose and a foul on Klingon. Wow. Donovan missing point blank again, and he commits the foul.
At the offensive end, we just talked about the fact you want to save those fouls for defense. He'll sit him down and bring Samson Johnson in for the final 63 seconds of the half. So Klingon had been shooting the ball so well coming into this game. He's 1 for 6. And the last 6 games, he's shot 73%.
Right. You said it. In the postseason, he's been shooting 70%. All right, here is Saunders, front court left. They're in a weave. They give it to Trammell on the right wing. Guarded by Diarra. Back to Parrish, who spins to his left. Guarded by Newton. Chops inside. Fade away is off the rim. No good. Rebounded by Samson Johnson. Big time. He hands it over to Newton. 38 seconds to go in the first. 24 to shoot. Newton calls timeout as he gets to the front court, and we will hold it here.
That's a smart timeout. UConn struggling offensively. You got the use it or lose it. 35 seconds to go. 22 in the shot clock. They're going to draw something up here as UConn really struggling offensively, but so is San Diego State. They've now gone 4 of their last 14 from the floor, so both teams have gone ice cold.
Yeah, both teams are good defensively. San Diego State 27th in the country, UConn 12th in the country, and both teams are shooting like that against these good defenses. UConn only 38%, and San Diego State just over 40%. As they have a rematch here of the championship game in Houston last spring. UConn won all 6 games in that tournament by double digits. They've won 8 in a row by double digits in this tournament.
Huskies won that game by 16, but it got cut to 5 with about 5 minutes to go, and then they drew up the play for Jordan Hawkins. And Hawk hit the 3, and UConn was off for the races.
Yeah, it's 16 in that championship game. And, you know, I was looking back at that. He and Calcaterra had 4 threes in the game. Those were big baskets for them. Calcaterra with 6 and Jordan with 16 as UConn had some instant offense from those guys. They inbound the ball to Spencer. Between the rings. It's guarded by Waters. Gives him on the left sideline to Diarra. High screen by Caravan. Diarra dribbles right. Between the rings, straight on the basket. Fires it to Spencer. Turns and fires it to 3. Got it! Oh, baby! Spencer lighting it up. Got 16. Final 15 seconds.
That's the play they drew up in the timeout.
UConn up 40-31. And here is Trammell. He attacks Diarra. Step back 3 by Trammell. No good. Rebound Caravan. Got to hurry. Spencer runs into the front court, launches one. and hits the backboard. Doesn't go in. That ends the half. But that was a big-time three by Spencer to give UConn a little breathing room. They're back up by 9.
Spencer scored the last 7 UConn points of the half.
So Spencer with a big first half. 16 on 6 of 9 shooting. Played 18 minutes. Stay with us. The KeyBank halftime report with Zach Linfield is next. Presented by Brown Plain Darris and Scott at halftime. UConn 40, San Diego State 31. This is UConn basketball from Learfield.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn athletics.
Duncan is dropping a new kind of energy. I'm Mike Crispino, voice of the Huskies, introducing Sparked Energy by Duncan. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Duncan app. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, terms apply.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
"20 minutes are in the books. This is the KeyBank Halftime Report. KeyBank is the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball. Coming up, we'll recap the first half and check scores from across the country. Now, let's go to the Learfield Network studios.
High screen by Caravan. The arrow dribbles right between the rings, straight on the basket. Fires it to Spencer. Turns and fires it to 3. Got it! Oh, baby! Spencer, lighten it up. Got 16.
Welcome to the KeyBank Halftime Report. UConn enters the break ahead of San Diego State 40-31. Zach Linfield with you from the network studios. That was just moments ago as Cam Spencer leads the way for the Huskies with 16 points in what ended up being a poor shooting half for UConn after they were ablaze right out of the gate. Elsewhere in the Sweet 16, the West's 2 seed seemed to be on the ropes after one at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. Arizona has now tied the 6 seed Clemson in the second half. They're on fire out of the break. It's 43-all out on the West Coast. Still to come tonight, the West's 1 seed North Carolina travels all the way across the country to meet the high-powered offense of 4th seeded Alabama in Los Angeles. And following our game, the top offense and defense in the country collide in Boston. 2 and 3 seeds in our East region, Iowa State and Illinois, round out the day at TD Garden. Busy slate tomorrow, especially for the Big East clubs. At 7:09, the 2 seed in the South, Marquette greets the highest remaining seed in the field, 11th seeded NC State at American Airlines Center in Dallas. 30 minutes later, Purdue, the top seed in the Midwest region, makes the trip north to Detroit to battle the 5 seed at Gonzaga at Little Caesars Arena. The South shines again at 9:39. The tournament's number 2 overall team, Houston, butts heads with 4th seeded Duke in the Lone Star State. And then at 10:09, 2 and 3 seeds battle for the final spot in the Elite 8 when 2nd seeded Tennessee and 3rd seeded Creighton match up in Motown. The UConn women's team is tuning up for their 30th consecutive Sweet 16 appearance out in Portland. The 3-seeded Huskies will meet the 7-seed Duke at 8 o'clock on Saturday for a crack at the Elite 8. Wayne Norman is next. We've got some sound bites to share with you when we come back after this break, along with the first half stats. Stick with us in the KeyBank Halftime Report. It's the Huskies 40 and the Aztecs 31. You're locked into UConn men's basketball from Learfield, presented by Brown, Painderis & Scott.
Calling all movers and shakers, those cranking around on crutches, the high-heeled, the ready-to-be-healed, the always on your feet. We are masters of mobility, healers of joints, muscles, bones. What moves you, moves us. We are UConn Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we practice what we teach. Here, academic medicine, research, and clinical care unite as one relentless power. Because together, anything is possible. Visit us at health.uconn.edu.
Looking to score a home run in the real estate game? Look no further than Lewis Real Estate. We're not just about the commission. We're about giving back to the community. With below market fees and personalized attention, we're the advocate you need in your corner. Don't settle for less. Choose Lewis Real Estate and make your real estate dreams a reality. Visit the Lewis Business Center, conveniently located at 994 to 1000 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford. That's SLewisRealEstate.com, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics.
Keeping you ahead of severe weather is the most important thing we do. Hi, I'm Channel 3 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon.
And I'm Meteorologist Scott Haney. We're doubling down on our commitment to you with something you won't see anywhere else. First Alert Weather.
It's our promise to alert you as far in advance as possible.
Simply put, when we know, you know.
So you have more time to plan, prepare, and to keep your family safe.
This is why we First Alert.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
Halftime in Boston, UConn leading the Sweet 16 with San Diego State 41-30 as both teams went ice cold down the stretch. UConn missed 18 of its last 22 shots, and San Diego State went 4 for 15. Yesterday was the 6th anniversary of the passing of Donovan Klingen's mom, and yesterday Donovan talked about the significance of that anniversary.
Yeah, it means a lot. 6 years ago today, I lost my mom, and, that changed my life forever. I really wasn't the biggest fan of basketball, and, I loved it and enjoyed playing it, but, really when she passed, it made me realize how much I love basketball and, gave me a reason why to be great and, just gave me, a reason to go. She was a big basketball player in Maine and, had a great career, and, instead of going to WNBA, she wanted to have kids and be a mom, so, she had me and my sister, and, I just try to, live her name through the game.
Why did her passing make you love basketball more, really go more into it?
Yeah, I mean, it just gave me a reason to make her proud, and gave me a way to represent her, and feel like I still had an attachment to her. She was the best mom anyone could ask for, and she influenced me in so many ways, and I'm just hoping to make her proud.
Donovan's mom died of cancer, and along the same lines, Donovan Klingen's coach Dan Hurley was able to talk about Klingen and Donovan's mother.
Donovan's just, just unique personality. It's just rare to see somebody that's dealt with what he's dealt with, a heartbreaking tragedy, and then has the personality that he has. He's so alive and he's so vibrant and he brings so much personality, and he's a total giver. He's just a special, unique human being. Even how he handled the way he was raised by his parents and the community in Bristol, how they didn't let him get too big for his, is it britches, Pete? Okay. Even the way he handled last year at the end of the season, he would have been a top 20 pick, knew it wasn't ready. literally the next day just came in and said, like, hey, Coach, I'm not ready. Let's run it back. There wasn't a meeting with the agent and a series of the drama. He's a special kid.
Donovan's had a tough matchup in the first half, defending Jaden Ledee, who has 15 points on 7 of 10 shooting. And Donovan's had a rough game himself, 1 for 6 from the floor, 2 points in the first half for UConn, which at this point has a 40-31 halftime lead against San Diego State, team they beat 76-59 in the NCAA championship game last year down in Houston. Huskies had a pretty good lead. It was cut to 5 with about 5 minutes to go, and Coach Hurley called a play for Jordan Hawkins. Hawkins made that three-point shot, and UConn able to cruise from there. And yesterday, Coach Hurley talked about that big play.
That was just an action that we, was probably our second or third counter off of something we call scissors. It was scissors triple. So it was like a scissor action for our point guard, but what we really wanted was was a triple for Hawkins, and obviously as far as movement shooters goes and clutch shooters, they make it hard on you to get to the rim and score. Their defense is excellent at the paint, so that was the call.
The Huskies are 5 for 14 from 3 in this game, and they've got that 9-point lead on San Diego State halftime of the Sweet 16 game. More of our halftime after this from Brown, Penderas, and Scott. This is UConn basketball on Learfield.
Power Station Events is the official production partner of the UConn Huskies, the ultimate one-stop source featuring audio, video, lighting, staging, talented DJs and musicians, photography and videography, stunning decor and florals, and much more. As we celebrate our 40th anniversary, we want to thank UConn Nation as we look forward to the next 40 years. Visit us at powerstationevents.com and let us help you plan your next awesome event.
Planning a move? Let Lippincott Van Lines, the official mover of the UConn Huskies, take the worry and stress out of your relocation. Whether you're moving across the country, across the world, or just across the street, Lippincott Van Lines will handle your packing, moving, and storage needs with the care and quality they deserve. If the UConn Huskies football team can trust Lippincott to get their gear to the field on time, you can trust them to get your items where they need to be. Call Lippincott Van Lines today for a free estimate at 800-245-8563.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
Dunkin' is dropping a new kind of energy. I'm Mike Crispino, voice of the Huskies, introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Dunkin' app. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, terms apply.
Halftime in Boston with UConn leading San Diego State 40-31. As UConn led in scoring by Cam Spencer at 16, including UConn's last 7 points of the half. Alex Caravan with 8, Donovan Clingan 2, Tristan Newton has 9 points and a team-high 3 assists, and Steph Castle has 5 points. UConn got no points off the bench from Diarra, Johnson, or Stewart. For San Diego State, they were led by Jaden Ledee, who has 15 points and also a team-high 3 rebounds. Micah Parrish had 5. Jay Powell did not score, didn't take a shot. Lamont Butler had 1. Darian Tramble, the point guard, had 3. He had no assist in that first half. Butler did have a team-high 5. Off the bench, they got 3 from Elijah Saunders, 2 from Reese Waters, 2 from Miles Bird. Miles Heide did not score for San Diego State, which was 13 of 33, 39% from the floor in the first half. 3 for 13, 23% from 3. And from the line, 2 for 3. UConn, which was at one point close to 70% midway through the first half, ended up 40%, 15 of 38, 5 of 14 from 3, which is 2 more three-pointers made than they had in the entire game on Sunday against Northwestern, and 5 for 6 from the foul line. And UConn out-rebounded a good rebounding San Diego State team, 28-16, led by 6 from Alex Caravan. UConn with 9 assists on 15 field goals. San Diego State 6 assists on 13 field goals. San Diego State had 4 turnovers in the first half, and UConn got 5 points off those. UConn just 3 first-half turnovers. They've averaged only 8.5 turnovers a game in the last 10. San Diego State got 4 points off turnovers. UConn had 4 steals, no blocks, while San Diego State had 2 steals and 3 blocks. Huskies with 12 offensive rebounds, good for 4 second-chance points. It's not a very good percentage. San Diego State had 5 offensive rebounds and 4 second-chance points. Points in the paint, 18-10 in favor of UConn. Fast break points, 5 apiece. Bench points, 7 for San Diego State, none for UConn, which had an 11-point lead midway through the first half. The game featured 3 lead changes and 4 ties. UConn did lead for 16.5 minutes of that first half, and at halftime, it is 40-31. More of our halftime from Brown, Panderas, and Scott. This is UConn basketball on Learfield.
Looking to score a home run in the real estate game? Look no further than Lewis Real Estate. We're not just about the commission. We're about giving back to the community. With below market fees and personalized attention, we're the advocate you need in your corner. Don't settle for less. Choose Lewis Real Estate and make your real estate dreams a reality. Visit the Lewis Business Center, conveniently located at 994 to 1000 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford. That's SLewisRealEstate.com, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics.
Keeping you ahead of severe weather is the most important thing we do. Hi, I'm Channel 3 Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Mark Dixon.
And I'm Meteorologist Scott Haney. We're doubling down on our commitment to you with something you won't see anywhere else. First Alert Weather.
It's our promise to alert you as far in advance as possible.
Simply put, when we know, you know.
So you have more time to plan, prepare, and to keep your family safe.
This is why we First Alert.
Big Y, your family market, is proud to be the broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Radio Network. Whether it's a meal for 2 or setting up a feast for the whole team, make sure to visit your local Big Y for it all. Grab some grinders, a party-sized pizza, even sushi and sandwiches. Big Y has all the essentials to satisfy even the hungriest crew. I'm iHeartMedia's Renee Danino, reminding you that it all starts with a trip to Big Y, your family market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y.
The tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See all for details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 23.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Connecticut. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the University of Connecticut and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the University of Connecticut.
Score at halftime, UConn 40, San Diego State 31. We'll update that score from Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. In the West region, Arizona has gone cold from the floor. No field goals in the last 3 minutes for the Cats, but the Tigers have not been great offensively either. It's now 54-50 with 11:33 to play in Los Angeles as the 2 seed. All 1s and 2 seeds are still in this tournament. They would be the first 2 seed to go down. Coach Hurley has all his superstitions in line, albeit winning so much lately that it's easy to get them mixed up. And he mentioned yesterday how bulletproof his team is. We'll find out just how bulletproof they are here in the second half.
My superstitions are stacking up because we've won a lot, won so much. So keeping track of that's been tough. And like last year, we were a 4 seed. We earned a position to have to go out west with UCLA, Gonzaga out there, and had to play Gonzaga in Vegas. We earned the opportunity to be the number 1 overall seed and play in Brooklyn and take buses. When I talk about bulletproof, we're vulnerable. This is not a best of 5, a best of 7. You have one off night, where everything, falls apart. You could be the best team in the country and not win the tournament. when I talk about bulletproof, for me, the formula is top 10 offense, top 10 defense. Be a tremendous rebounding team, being a team that plays with utter desperation in terms of how hard we play, and then having depth to survive. The other night a two for 22 3-point effort, or three, and one of those was from a walk-on not named Andrew Hurley at the end of the game. So we shot the ball horribly, but we were bulletproof the other night because of our defense, our passing, our ability to score rim twos. We could win a lot of different types of games. So you want to make yourself as bulletproof as possible in this tournament by just being as well-rounded as deep.
Speaking of rebounding, Coach, 28-16, plus 12 there for UConn. They had 12 offensive rebounds, led by 9 at halftime, 40-31. But a lot of that was the offense of Cam Spencer, 6 of 9 and 16 points. He and Newton combined for 25 of the 40, and they've been carrying the team a lot of nights, but UConn is a very balanced offensive team, so when Donovan Clingan goes 1 for 6, they're able to overcome it and still lead by 9.
Well, I think significantly, too, that rebounding total you talked about, they got 12 offensive rebounds, but they only got 4 second-chance points off those 12 offensive rebounds. They had one sequence where they missed 4 shots in a row, got 4 offensive rebounds, and on that 5th possession, they turned it over, and eventually a fast break 3 by San Diego State. So they're doing a job on the glass, including the offensive glass. They're just not able to get any production to speak of out of it. But they've also had troubles with Ledee when he's on the floor. He didn't play for the final 4.5 minutes of the half when he got his second personal foul, but when he's been in there in 13 minutes, 7 of 10 shooting, that's an issue, and Donovan Clingan's 2 fouls came at the offensive end of the court.
Ledee is back. He had to sit out almost 5 minutes toward the end of the first half. Still leads the team with 15 points. UConn works front court left to start the second half. Newton on the left sideline, being guarded by Micah Parrish, gives it to the cutting Spencer. Floater by Spencer, no good, and rebounded by Powell. And here come the Aztecs running to the front court to our right. Here's Powell, cut off by Castle. He's playing with 2 fouls. He hands it back out to Parrish outside the arc straight away. It's guarded by Spencer. Parrish with a right-hand dribble, 1 bounce over to Powell. He dribbles to his left, and he hands it off to Darian Trammell. They dump it down low to Ledee. A fadeaway, no good. Rebound by Clingan. That came off the right baseline. Clingan's got 4 boards. Newton front court left. Skips it down low to Castle. Makes the catch and lays it in. What a great no-look pass by Newton. And Castle now has 7. 42-31 UConn early in the second half. 1 minute gone. This is Jay Powell out front to Parrish, guarded by Spencer, and he skips it right. It's in the hands of Lamont Butler. He spins to his left. Pull-up jumper by Butler is good. It's an 18-footer just inside the arc. And Butler answers. That's his first basket of the game. The score 42-33 UConn. UConn on the front court left. It's Clingan out front. He pitches it left to Spencer. Guarded there by Lamont Butler. Dribbles to his right. Backs away with a left-hand dribble. Now spins into the paint. And he has it stolen by Butler, but he knocked it out of bounds. 9 seconds to shoot. And Butler is an excellent defender. 56 steals on the season. He leads the team. As UConn will inbound the ball to our left. Near their own bench, it's Newton. Newton looking, and he gets it to Karaban. Karaban drives it right all the way to the basket, puts up a floater, and no good, but it's taken away by Castle. A corner 3 by Castle, no good, and a rebound Clingan. Clingan now, Ledee on his hip. He spins on him, kicks it back outside of Newton for 3, and Newton hits right in front of Mamadou Diarra, the UConn assistant. UConn leads 45-33.
Third chance basket. They finally got something out of the offensive rebounding.
And Newton's second 3. He's got a dozen. This is Trammell on a handoff to Butler straight away. No good. Back rim. 3-pointer, no good. Rebound Newton. Sprints to the front court. Newton now up the high screen of Clingan. Long 3 by Tristan. Way short. And Castle got the rebound somehow. Oh, now Castle has it. And a kick out to Karaban, but it's taken away by the Aztecs. And here they come. Lamont Butler drives in the paint, puts up a layup, and it goes in. Spencer tried to cut him off, but couldn't do it. 45-35, UConn. 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the second half. This is Castle between the rings. Starts to his right. He's guarded by the smaller man, Trammell. Now they fire it over to Spencer straight away on the high post handoff. It's Klingon straight away. Klingon looking to hand it up. Gets it to Newton. Newton spins down low. Trying to pitch it up top for an alley-oop. Knocked out of bounds by the Huskies as Klingon trying to put a fork in it. Could not do it. So UConn has turned it over. It'll be the Aztec ball.
Huskies had only 3 first-half turnovers. They've turned it over on the last 2 possessions.
All right, Butler front court right. Lamont spins to his left, gives to Ledee. Ledee with a crossover, straightaway jumper, no good. Rebounded by Spencer. That was a 2. About 18 away. Front court left. They go down low to Klingon again. Back to the basket. He backs away from Ledee. And Donovan straight away. And he could shoot it, but he won't do it. He gives it to Newton. Newton on the right wing. Backs away. Holds. Gets it to Klingon on the high post. It's Ledee. He tried to spin on him. Goes to the right hand. Puts it up and in. So Klingon finally breaks through. Second basket of the night. Good patience by Donovan. 47-35 UConn. 16:15 left. Here are the Aztecs front court right. Driving into the paint, Butler. A little fadeaway. No good. Rebounded by Powell. It's loose. He's under the basket. Has to kick it outside. He does. Three-pointer in the corner. No good. Rebound Klingon. And Klingon is fouled. And who got him? This is going to be interesting. Was it Parrish?
I think it was Parrish.
Was it Ledee? We got to find out. That's an important call right there. So the timeout under 16 minutes. UConn basketball presented in part by Johnson Brunetti, proud to be the official wealth management provider of the UConn Huskies. UConn 47, San Diego State 35 from Brown Paint Darrison Scott. This is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup for the 2023-24 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite school or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. That's thedirectorscup.com and L Directors Cup on Twitter. Trophies will be awarded in June 2024 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Play-by-play coverage of UConn men's basketball is presented all season long by KeyBank, the exclusive retail bank of UConn men's basketball.
Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. Energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors. Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice. Caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply. And we take a quick break. 10 seconds for station ID from the Big Y broadcast location. From Brown Paint Darrison Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Biggest lead for UConn, 47-35, thanks to the second field goal of the game by Donovan Klingon, who's 2 for 7 from the floor. The longtime play-by-play voice of San Diego State is Ted Leitner. He's done it for 24 or so years, and he's been a longtime sportscaster out in San Diego, did Padres games and the like. He's here today, and I had a chat with him before the game. And longtime television viewers in Connecticut may remember Ted Leitner. He worked on Channel 3 in 74, 75, and actually did some UConn basketball and football games back then.
Yeah, long career in San Diego on television and the Padres. He was pretty much everywhere. UConn front court left with the basketball. Caravan on a weave and a handoff to Castle. He starts to his right. Step on the right wing, backs away from the defender Waters, and he gives to Newton. They're down to 10 to shoot. Newton looking for a screen from Caravan, gets it, and the ball deflected out of bounds. Right in our hands. John Ashmead, our engineer, grabbing it, throwing it back to Roger Ayers. He spun it on his finger first, and then he gave it to the official. He's such a showman. All right, out front it comes to Spencer on the inbound. Starts to his right. Spencer to the paint. Trying to get a shot. He puts it up, and they say he traveled with it. No, I'm surprised. I don't know about that. Spencer able to put the basket in, but it doesn't count.
6th UConn turnover. They had 3 in the first half, and already 3 here in the first 4+ of the second half.
Lamont Butler guarded by Castle to our right. Gets it back off a little handoff from Miles Bird. Now starts to his left. Step back, doesn't shoot it. Now being hounded by Castle, who deflects it loose. Ledee has it. Rip under on Klingon, who blocked it. And now a foul is called. Now who's it on?
Donovan's pointing at Spencer.
Oh, Jeff Clark, I believe.
I think he's got Spencer.
I don't know. All right, it is on Cam.
That was pretty good. Donovan did not want foul number 3, and just to help him out, he just said, it's on this guy, not me. And he was right.
Whether it's right or not, Jeff Clark said it was Cam Spencer, and that's good news. Spencer's first. So Ledee on the line, where he's been a lot during the season, but he misses it off the front of the rim.
Well, he's been a good free throw shooter, not great, 74% of the season coming in. But we talked in the first half about how he's number 3 in the nation in free throw attempts. This is his first free throw attempts of the game. UConn's kept him off the line.
He's 5th in the country in drawing fouls, 7.7. He missed them both. Rebounded by Klingon. And he hands to Castle, and now Newton has it. Right to left across the timeline on the right hash, out front to Klingon. Klingon with a couple of dribbles, gives it to Spencer on the left hash, down to Castle. He's trying to post up Waters. He spins into the paint. Castle all the way to the basket, put it up left-handed. He goes down hard. I think he's okay. I don't know why he went to his left hand when he went right. That was unusual.
Would have been a much easier shot to shoot it from his right. Of course, easy for me to say.
Yeah, but I think in that case, and I have to ask him on this one, but I think he wanted to draw the foul more than anything. I don't think he thought he was going to make the shot, but let's get contact and go to the line to shoot 2.
Castle was 1 for 2 from the line in the first half. He's now hit 22 of his last 24 free throws.
Castle on the season, 27 minutes a game. Free throw goes in. Averaging 47% from the field, only 28% from 3, but he has been improving at the line, as you say.
Reese Waters got the foul. That's 2 on him.
And that is the second team foul on San Diego State. Castle, second free throw up, and that one's good too. So Steph now has 9. UConn starters, Spencer 16, Newton 12, Castle 9, Caravan 8. UConn crowd getting into it now. Maybe sensing blood in the water. Here's Butler, and he lost it. Drove it right, dribbled off his foot. Spencer came up with it. Quickly to the front court left. It is Newton on the right sideline at the hash. Gives it up to Castle. Out front to Caravan. Now it's Spencer on the left wing. Newton gets it at the left hash right in front of us. Starts to his right. A screen by Klingon. Into the paint. Newton kicks in the far corner. Spencer drives baseline. Nowhere to go. Gives to Castle. And Castle throws it down 2 hands. 51-35 UConn. Here's Saunders with it outside the arc. Looking to give it up. He's guarded by Caravan. He gives it to the spinning Butler, who works to his left. Tries to blow by Castle. Runs him over. Put a shot up. Foul is called. Who's it on? Might be on Klingon. I believe it is. Well, Castle got run over. I thought that could have been a foul, but it was not called. And now Klingon, I believe, is whistled.
That last dunk by Steph Castle, he's had one in the first half as well, so he now has 18 on the year. Set up by the 3rd steal of the game by Cam Spencer, who has 54 steals now to lead the team. And then Spencer, after the steal, got the assist on the dunk pass to Castle.
Samson Johnson has to come in for Klingon. Klingon been limited Now it is third. He's got 7 boards, 4 points. Samson Johnson has not scored. He's got a couple of rebounds and an assist.
Lamont Butler only had 1 point in the first half. That was a free throw. He's been much more aggressive in the second half, has 2 field goals in the first 6 minutes of the second half.
And he makes the second one. Substitution, Butler comes out. He's the only man in Final Four history with a game-winning buzzer beater with his team trailing in history. That is Lamont Butler, and he won that game to get his team to the championship game last year.
Beating Florida Atlantic.
Yep. UConn leading 51-37 after the free throws. And here is Newton as he works it across the timeline right to left. On the left sideline to Castle. Castle guarded by Waters. Starts to his right off a screen by Caravan. Backs away between the rings. Fires right wing to Spencer. Step back 3 by Spencer. Rims in and out. Rebound. Castle got it. Castle tried to put it up. It's on the floor. Castle dives for it. Ledee and Castle have it in their hands. It'll be the Aztecs ball on the held ball. Castle on the boards, though. I'll tell you what, he's got 7 rebounds in this game and 11 points.
His 7 rebounds leads the team. He's done a lot of little things helping UConn to this biggest lead of the night.
Spencer comes out. Castle stays in. He's playing with 2. Klingon on the bench with 3. And across the timeline comes Darian Trammell. Gives it from the high post to Ledee. Facing up against Samson Johnson. Trying to drive by him into the paint. And Caravan tied him up. And UConn gets the ball. Well, it's great help defense by Alex. Alexander the Great, they call him. At least Dan Hurley does. And that time, he played some great D.
He got off to a really hot start offensively at 8 points in the first 6-7 minutes or so. And hasn't scored since, but he has little ways to beat you, including his 6 rebounds.
All right, Diarra across the timeline. He's being hounded by Miles Bird. He gives it up to Castle out near the March Madness logo, and now it's Caravan on the left wing. Back to Diarra on the left hash. Right side it comes to Newton. Newton with a hand up to Castle, spins into the paint. Thought about shooting it. Now he backs away. Now he drives again. He's got Ledee on him. Now he got 6 to shoot. Got to hurry. Castle spins. Nowhere to go. Makes it home. Oh, that's like magic, baby. I don't know how he got it off. Over Ledee. And Castle has 13. UConn 53-37. Miles Bird gives it up out front to Ledee. And now here's Trammell into the paint. He deals it off to Bird and missed it. Ledee got the rebound. He's in traffic. And he lays it in. 53-39.
3 Huskies around him, but he's still got that offensive rebound.
Yeah, no one wanted to foul him right there, so Ledee now has 17 to go with his 5 rebounds. Here's Castle out front, starts to his left. Backs away and gives to Newton. He starts to his right, outside the arc. Now back to his left up a Samson Johnson screen, and puts it up. No good. Got his own rebound? Yes, he did. He kicks out to Diarra. They get it to Caravan. Caravan for 3. No. And a rebound. Newton in the paint to Diarra. He drives baseline, goes all the way to the hoop and lays it in. Oh, are you kidding me? UConn crushing the boards, plus 19 on the day, and they lead by 16.
That was the 3rd chance basket, so they're scoring on those offensive rebounds here in the second half.
Oh, and a foul by Diarra in the front court to our right, and that gets us to the under 12-minute timeout. But I'll tell you what, UConn has been attacking the glass, and they have done a tremendous job with second opportunities. Haven't finished as many, but I'll tell you what, I think it's wearing the San Diego State Aztecs down a little bit. Come join the Datco team in 2024. Go to datco.com/jobs. Datco is UConn's exclusive transportation partner. 55-39, UConn 11:35 to go here in the regional semifinal. The winner gets the winner of Iowa State and Illinois. That's next. From Brompton, Harrison Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Looking to score a home run in the real estate game? Look no further than Lewis Real Estate. We're not just about the commission. We're about giving back to the community. With below market fees and personalized attention, we're the advocate you need in your corner. Don't settle for less. Choose Lewis Real Estate and make your real estate dreams a reality. Visit the Lewis Business Center, conveniently located at 994 to 1000 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford. That's SLewisRealEstate.com, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics.
From the Berkshires to the Long Island Sound, this is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
It's a new season at Kohl's at everyday styles at great prices. You can get more of what you want for less. Find go-tos for going everywhere and perfect picks for your home. Shop Kohl's, Kohls.com today. And don't miss a moment of the UConn men's basketball during this NCAA tournament. This year on our network of radio affiliates, also out-of-market fans can listen to exclusive national coverage by Westwood One, plus our broadcast through a multicast on Varsity Network app. Download for free in your app store and catch all the action from anywhere.
Huskies had a 12-rebound edge at halftime. It's now a 19-rebound edge, 39-20. And they get a third-chance basket by Hassan Diarra, whose impact, Dan Hurley says, has really helped this team this year.
We wouldn't be where we are without that veteran, multi-positional guard. Obviously, he's built well for the Big East and games like tomorrow because he's physical and he's aggressive, and the shooting has improved, and you can't win in this tournament without that.
And a shot goes up by the Aztecs. Diarra on defense. He comes up with a rebound as Trammell missed. Now he drives to the paint, trying to lay it up, and he does! Oh, he drove the right side of the lane and went off the glass. The Junkyard Dog at it again. 57-39, UConn.
Scored the last 2 UConn field goals. Talk about his impact. There it was.
And a foul is called underneath on Samson Johnson. He got tangled up with Ledee. That's his first. And that is UConn's 4th team foul. So we're 9 minutes into the second half. UConn now up by 18. They doubled up their halftime lead. Aztecs looking to inbound the ball. And Trammell does get it in the near corner for a jumper. It's a 3-ball, and it goes in. Micah Parrish able to drill one from front of his bench. Parrish now with 8 points, 57-42 with 11 minutes to go. Here's Diarra out front of Jalen Stewart. Pitches it over to Spencer now on the left sideline. It's Newton. Newton with a size advantage against the man guarding him, Darian Trammell. As he backs away from Trammell and he gives to Spencer. Spencer top of the three-point arc. They're down to 7. They got to shoot it. Here's Spencer on a drive. Up fake. Shot goes up and he's fouled. He got the man off his feet and drew the contact, and now 2 free throws coming for Cam Spencer. He does get into the paint, and he's able to make floaters and runners, kind of angled shots, and I know when teams watch film on him, they go, we can't let him do that, and he's been able to get there, and now he gets himself to the line to shoot 2.
Micah Parrish picks up his second foul at the other end. Ledee, who was so good in the first half, 7 of 10, 15 points. He's 1 for 4 from the floor in the second half and 0 for 2 from the foul line. And honestly, 4 shots in the first 9.5 minutes of the second half. They're not getting him the ball as much, and some of that's UConn's defense not allowing him to get the touches.
Yeah, they're 4 of 12 as a team in the second half, 33%. As Spencer made the first, and the second one is good too. Got 18 tonight. What a night for Cam. 18 in 26 minutes. UConn leads 59-42. It's Lamont Butler, front court left at the left wing. Starts to his right. He's guarded by Newton. Now he fires it left to Micah Parrish. He's got Spencer on him. Jumps Spencer back. Fadeaway jumper. Good. Micah Parrish. That was a big-time move. Might have got away with a shove, but he knocks it down, and Parrish now in double figures with 10.
He's hit their last 2 field goals. That one just inside the arc.
At 59-44, UConn a 15-point lead. Here's Spencer on the right sideline, out front to Newton. They work to Diarra at the left hash. Diarra being guarded by Parrish. Now he skips it over to Newton. He's open for 3, and he shoots it off the front rim. No good. And a rebound. Diarra somehow just a layup. And now Stewart runs a rebound down, and they kick it to Diarra right in front of his own bench for 3. And he hit it. Oh, triple the pleasure. UConn getting all kinds of opportunities, second and thirds, and Diarra knocks down a 3-ball.
Third time in the half, UConn's had a third chance basket.
Spencer called for a foul on the left sideline as UConn leads by 18.
They left Diarra so open on that play in front of the UConn bench. He caught that pass and could dribble it. He actually dribbled it, looked down to make sure his feet were behind the line in the right corner, launched it, and he hits that 3. So he's had 7 points in a short period of time here, all in the second half. The only bench points the Huskies have.
It looked like shoot around today. He dribbles and then, okay, should I shoot it now? Okay, I'll shoot it now. And it goes in. All right, so Diarra has 7. Spencer having words with Parrish before the inbound. Here's Ledee with a fadeaway, no good. It's rebounded by Castle. He's got 8 of them. The outlet to Diarra up the front court left. Diarra starts to his right, cut off by Parrish. Gives to Jalen Stewart on the left wing. Back out front to Samson Johnson. He hands to Castle. He drives to the paint. He fires to Diarra. And a 3-ball by Haas is off the back rim. No good. Rebounded by Samson Johnson. And a foul is called on San Diego State on the rebounding effort. It was Miles Bird. He was boxing Samson Johnson out, and he took him out at the knees almost.
In a game when Donovan Clingan has been foul troubled, with he's got 3 fouls here, Johnson has played well. 12 minutes, doesn't have any points, but he's not getting in foul trouble like he often does.
Here's Diarra, dribbles to the foul line, out dumps down low, and is taken away by Ledee. Gives it up to Bird. Bird on a run out, and Castle intercepts it and kicks it out of bounds. Castle, I think he could be a good soccer player, too. He's got great feet. I mean, obviously he's turned into an excellent basketball player, but the way he plays the game, maybe football, too. He's an all-around good athlete. Here's Lamont Butler off the inbound, dribbles left, outside the left wing, gives to Micah Harris, the Parrish rather. Now they fire it to Saunders, and a foul is called away from the ball on Samson Johnson. And with 8:43 to go, Sampson's got his second. It was away from the ball. I'm not sure what was going on there. I think he was kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, Saunders had to leap for that pass in front of the San Diego State bench, and I'm not sure if he could have contained it, if he could have stayed in bounds. He was falling backwards.
All right, they inbound the ball. Parrish to our right. Gets it into Saunders on the right corner. Out to Ledee. Guarded by Samson Johnson out front to Parrish, a long 3. Way short. A rebound loose. Diving Ledee. Gets it to his teammate Butler. Butler works the perimeter to Saunders for 3, and he misses. And another foul is called on UConn. Let's see what this one is. It's on Samson Johnson. So he's got 3. He and Clingan have 6 between them.
So Donovan will come back in the game.
And that time Sampson was just fighting for position.
San Diego State now 4 for 18 from 3. They're 1 of 5 in the second half. They're not a good three-point shooting team, despite the good numbers in their last NCAA tournament game. But the way they've shot threes tonight, and UConn's three-point defense better than what they saw on Sunday, obviously they're not going to get back in this game by making threes.
All right, free throw by Ledee goes in.
He's 1 for 3.
He's on the front end. The bonus time, 7 fouls on UConn. They're a 74% free throw shooting team on the season, right about what UConn is, but they had 98 more makes than their opponents did on the year, so they made hay at the free throw line.
UConn doesn't double opponent bigs very much, but they've been doubling Ledee a lot because he's so good. That time it was Johnson with Diarra dropping down low to double him.
I missed the second one, and guess who? Castle got another rebound. Got 9 now. So he's a rebound away from a double-double. Here's Diarra, front court left. He gives to Spencer. Out front to Clingan. Pitches it to Diarra, left up the high screen of Clingan. Diarra stop and go to the rim. Dumps to Clingan. Clingan dunks. That time Hassan looking for his teammate with a great feel. And they get the dunk. This is Parrish Front court right at the foul line extended back out front to Saunders. Saunders gives to Bird. Bird on the left hash out front to Ledee, who launches a jumper. No good. Rebound Castle. There it is. He's got a double-double. 13 points and 10 rebounds. Castle to the front court. UConn wearing those Connecticut jerseys today. They're not UConn. They're Connecticut today. But they're playing like the UConn team has all year. Here's Klingon. Between the rings. Gives to Diarra on the left wing at the hash. Now it's Spencer. Posting up for a moment against Lamont Butler. He spins into the paint, double teamed. Goes down low to Klingon. Got Ledee on his hip. Ledee steals. Nice play. And on a breakout, the ball comes loose. And what do we have here? It's off UConn. As Bird was trying to run the fast break. And we're at the media timeout under 8 minutes. 7:16 to go. UConn leading 64-45. UConn men's basketball presented in part by JT Gamo. Suits, blazers, rentals, and exclusive men's fashion. JT Gamo Hartford and jtgamo.com. UConn with the lead, 64-45, 7:16 away from a place in the Elite Eight. The winner here gets Iowa State, Illinois' winner, and that game comes up in just a few minutes after this one ends. From Brown, Penderis, and Scott, 64-45 UConn. This is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Calling all movers and shakers, those cranking around on crutches, the high-heeled, the ready-to-be-healed, the always on your feet. We are masters of mobility, healers of joints, muscles, bones. What moves you, moves us. We are UConn Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, where we practice what we teach. Here, academic medicine, research, and clinical care unite as one relentless power. Because together, anything is possible. Visit us at health.uconn.edu.
Duncan is dropping a new kind of energy. I'm Mike Crispino, voice of the Huskies, introducing Sparked Energy by Duncan. It's energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors, Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. It's what you need when your afternoon needs you to get going. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals gives you the energy to turn the fun up to 11. True story. Drop by or order ahead on the Duncan app. Fruit-flavored, contains 0% fruit juice, caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer, terms apply.
Aw, shucks. The game's on TV, but I can't listen to the call of my favorite team broadcasters.
Never fear. Sync My Game is here.
Sync My Game?
Yes, Sync My Game. If you have a DVR and streaming device, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield. It's never been easier to hear the impassioned voices of your favorite radio crew synced with the TV.
Wow, thank you, Mr.
Just remember, syncmygame.com.
This is UConn men's basketball. Now back to our Big Y broadcast location.
If you've been injured in an accident, give yourself the Salomone & Morelli Advantage. Tell the insurance company you mean business. Call 1-800-WIN-WIN-1. Salomone & Morelli, the exclusive and official personal injury law firm of UConn Athletics. And Wayne, the Huskies dominating the boards like we haven't seen all year, pretty much. How many they got tonight? Wow, 46?
46 to 22, and they've really been able to pull away rebounding-wise in the second half. A lot more offensive rebounds. They've got 46 rebounds. Their season high is 50 in the opener against Northern Arizona, and their 21 offensive rebounds. They had 21 against Creighton in the home game. UConn won that game earlier on. Tristan Newton's got 7 rebounds, 6 offensive, and just a tremendous all-around game by Steph Castle today.
Reese Waters inbounds the ball, gets it back. He's top of the arc, guarded by Newton. Crossover, step back 3, back rim no good. Another rebound. Spencer got this one. The guards rebound for this Husky team as well as any. All of them. Newton, Spencer, Castle. Here's Castle with it, front court left, skips it left to Klingon on the left side as Castle was on the right. Now Klingon at the high post and a handoff to Spencer. Spins into the paint, backdoor cut, and they give it to Klingon. He dunks it home, and he's fouled. Castle, a one-touch pass. Wow.
And
that was sweet.
Mike, it came after his high pick that basically wiped out Lamont Butler. And he was slow to get up. And now he's talking to Jeff Clark, the official, about it. Says, hey, wait a minute.
So I don't blame him, really.
Klingon peeled off that pick, the old pick and roll, and he went in for the dunk. On the assist pass by, who else? Steph Castle has got his first career double-double. He had a 9-rebound game at Butler earlier this year. He's got 10 rebounds in this game.
Klingon misses the free throw. Donovan with 8.7 rebounds. UConn leading 66-45. 6:40 left.
First 20-point lead.
Yeah, Aztecs with it. The D at the high post right starts dribbling to his left, and he hands it off to Trammell. They kick it over to Powell. He'll try a three. In and out. Rebound Klingon. Gives it up to Spencer. UConn walks across the timeline. Newton on the right side off the pass from Spencer.
Their last 6 shots are threes, 0 for 6.
Here's Newton on a bounce to the right sideline to Castle. Gives it to Klingon. Now it's Spencer on the left wing. Out front to Karaban. Karaban gets back to Spencer. Spencer outside the arc. Back to Karaban. High post handoff. Klingon. 6 to shoot. Spencer spins into the paint. Goes to the basket. Put a shot up. No good. Short. If he ran down the left side of the lane. Here's Waters. Back the other way. Lost it. Regains it on the left sideline. They pump it down low to Ledee. And he step back jumper. No good. And Karaban got another rebound. Although it might be Newton's because Newton ended up with it in his hands. Front court left, Tristan with the ball. 5:40 to go. UConn by 21 points.
Ledee 1 for 7 in the second half.
And Newton starts right off a screen by Klingon. Stop and go move. Newton puts it up and in. And he's fouled. And they count the bucket. I'll tell you what, when Newton wants to get to the rim, he gets to the rim. And he did that time. He's only 5 of 13 tonight, but he seems to make big baskets all the time. He's got 14 points.
We should probably talk about his calf issue. He had a right calf issue. In fact, in his practice yesterday, he was wearing a wrap around that, but he's not wearing it during the game. Didn't seem to slow him down on that drive as Waters picks up foul number 4.
Diarra kind of fighting that, too, here late in the season. As Newton tries to complete the three-point play, in and out, no good. Rebounded by Powell. Jay Powell runs into the front court. Between the rings, guarded by Newton. Gets back to Butler. Crossover into the paint. Lost it. And Klingon comes up with it. Gives to Spencer. And Spencer across the timeline, right to left. Being hounded by Parrish. Gives it up to Castle. Castle has it out near the timeline. He's got Butler on his hip. Lamont trying to take it away from him. Castle running time off the clock. They're down to 10. 5 minutes to go. Castle on the left sideline to Newton at the hash. And the ball comes loose. Knocked out of bounds with 6 seconds to shoot. And UConn going to get a call here from the bench as Dan Hurley gyrating over there, making the call.
Alex Karaban just had a career-equaling 3rd steal. He's not shooting the ball well in the second half, but doing other things.
And they get it into Karaban. Got to hurry. Back to Newton. He spins to his right. Screen by Klingon. Step back 3. Newton. Bang! He got it. Oh, they had 6 seconds to get it off. It took them 5 seconds to do it. 71-45. Newton's got 17. UConn's got 8 threes. And the Husky fans are on their feet. It's showtime here. Here's Powell. Puts it on the floor, trying to drive by Karaban on the left wing. Now Ledee. Crossover. Baseline jumper. No good. Oh! Castle got hit by Ledee. Down he goes, and he hit his head. Hopefully he's okay. Wow, Ledee just really rocked him.
That'll be his 3rd foul. He got 2 in the first half.
You got to be careful there, though, because Steph came down on the back of his head. And let's see.
Look at Coach Hurley. Comes out slapping his guys 5, and they come off the court with a big smile on his face.
So UConn will have the basketball. That is the 7th team foul on San Diego State. So we're going to get free throws here. We have the timeout. On the field, on the job, wherever your injury happened, Magna Physical Therapy, Connecticut's choice for sports medicine. Achieve potential through physical therapy. Magna Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. They're in Avon and Canton, online at magnapt.com. For Brown Payne, Darris, and Scott, UConn 71-45 over San Diego State. This is UConn basketball on Learfield.
Big Y, your family market, is proud to be the broadcast booth sponsor of the UConn Radio Network. Whether it's a meal for 2 or setting up a feast for the whole team, make sure to visit your local Big Y for it all. Grab some grinders, a party-sized pizza, even sushi and sandwiches. Big Y has all the essentials to satisfy even the hungriest crew. I'm iHeartMedia's Renee Danino, reminding you that it all starts with a trip to Big Y, your family market. It's more than food. It's my Big Y.
Heard from Danbury to Norwich, this is the UConn Sports Network from Learfield.
took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
There, I got it. Hey, points in the paint, UConn 36-14, and as we know, into the basket, Prime Real Estate. Points in the paint brought to you by Lewis Real Estate, the exclusive real estate company of UConn Athletics. Looking to buy or sell, call 860-404-2655. UConn's defense really clamping down here in the second half against San Diego State, and they've blown it open.
San Diego State's missed 8 straight shots. The first 7 of those were missed three-pointers. As they're back to their old ways with threes, they're now 4 for 21 outside the arc and 1 of 8. UConn has hit 50 rebounds. That equals their season high set in the opener against Northern Arizona. And UConn's found the range shooting-wise. They've hit 5 of their last 7 shots.
Castle's first free throw hits the front rim, the back rim, and drops in. So he's got 14 and 11 rebounds. UConn doubled up San Diego State off the board, so you don't see that very often anywhere. Castle's second one, the same thing. Front rim, back rim, and it drops in. All right, Klingon comes out, and Samson Johnson comes back in.
So that's an 11-0 UConn run.
Yeah, Klingon made his last 3 field goals after going 1 of his first 6. Here are the Aztecs in the front court to our right. It's Micah Parrish out front to Powell. Powell now hands to Ledee. He's guarded by Samson Johnson. Back up front to Jay Powell. And he's able to hit a three-pointer. 73-48. 4 minutes to go. Newton hands to Castle across the timeline. Steph being hounded there by Micah Parrish. He's all over him, and he fouls him. And Parrish puts Castle on the line to shoot 1-on-1. It's the 8th team foul, and Parrish's 3rd. And immediate timeout under 4 minutes. 3:54 left in the game, and UConn has taken the life out of San Diego State, 73-48. Introducing Sparked Energy by Dunkin'. Energy for the fun of it. Available in 2 full-on delicious flavors. Berry Burst and Peach Sunshine. A revitalizing burst of caffeine, vitamins, and minerals. Fruit-flavored. Contains 0% fruit juice. Caffeine from caffeine and guarana. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply. The Huskies big. 4 minutes away from the Elite 8. From Brown Paint Harris and Scott, this is UConn Hoops on Learfield.
Are you traveling out of Bradley Airport and need a safe, reliable place to park your car? Trust your vehicle to Laz Fly Off-Airport Parking, located on Route 75 in Windsor Locks. They have both valet and self-park options to fit any budget. Laz Fly is open 24 hours a day and will get you to the airport on time, every time. Join their loyalty program to earn points for free parking, and be sure to ask about their corporate discounts. Save 20% by pre-booking online at lazfly.com. Laz Fly is the official parking company and a proud supporter of UConn Athletics.
At KeyBank, we know a small moment like,
what's it like to have a yard?
Can lead to an even bigger question like,
am I ready to buy a home?
And that's the type of moment where we'll meet you, prepared to talk about everything you need to know when applying for a mortgage, so you can try to turn those backyard dreams into reality. Paul?
Yes?
Question. Are you a hammock person?
You know, I think I might be.
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. NMLS 399797, Equal Housing Lender.
College sports fans now have access to hundreds of weekly podcasts that zero in on the college sports world. Now available in the Varsity Podcast Network and part of the new Varsity app. The app is free and available from wherever you get your favorite apps. Download the Varsity app today to have access to hundreds of national podcasts as well as your favorite team-focused podcasts. The Varsity Podcast Network, now available for free on the Varsity app. Download from the App Store and listen today.
The Huskies live here. You're listening to play-by-play coverage of UConn men's basketball. Presented by KeyBank.
Zach Linfield with you from the network studios. We have a final score from Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles in the West. The 2-seed Arizona is the first 1 or 2 seed to be eliminated in this tournament. 77-72, the 6-seed Clemson. A late breakout dunk by the Tigers, and an and one would finish it out, and the Tigers are on to the Elite Eight. Fellas?
Thank you, Zach. And you got to think of that as an upset because Arizona being a number 2 seed. A lot of the year they were thought of as a number 1 seed, and then they get to play out west, kind of in their backyard, and they cannot handle Clemson, and they fall.
I remember a Sweet 16 game involving Clemson in 1990, where there was a rather dramatic pass from Scott Burrell to Tate George. Clemson lost that game. They won tonight.
Well, they haven't been a great basketball program over the years. Castle on the line knocks down a free throw. He's having himself a night. I got to say, he's got 16 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 6 of 7 from the line. Diarra comes in. Spencer and Newton go out. And between them, 17 for Newton, 18 for Spencer, 35 between them. Castle missed the second free throw. Don't forget, after the game, Hart Auto Group post-game show, highlights, interviews, final stats, and scores. Coming your way, courtesy for the Hart Auto Group. Shop Hart Auto Group. Steal by Jalen Stewart. Stewart to the basket. Lost it. Regains it. And it ends up out of bounds. He wanted to go up and dunk it, but it didn't go the way he wanted. Don't forget that Shop Hart Auto Group is like a family. They'll treat you like a family. They're only a heartbeat away. HeartCars.com. That comes up after the game. And you kind of inbound Diarra with Samson Johnson, Caravan Castle. They go alley-oop to Johnson. It doesn't work. It's thrown too high by Diarra, and Butler takes it into the front court. He gives the Powell on the cut, and he lays it in. 74-50 UConn with 3.5 to go.
Diarra threw that a little too high. Otherwise, another Johnson dunk.
Yeah, they've alley-ooped a lot all year long. Here's Diarra, front court left, being guarded by Darian Trammell right in front of us. Starts to his right. Diarra off a high screen of Samson Johnson now. Into the paint, lost it, regains it, gives to Castle. 10 to shoot. Castle now on the right wing with it. Moves into the top of the key, and he lost it on the way in. And now there's 3.8 to go. The San Diego State's a tough defensive team. They break things up. Wholesale substitutions by Brian Dutcher now as Butler comes out. They start 5 seniors. Ledee comes out. He finishes with 18.
But only 3 in the second half.
Butler with 7.
Big hug from Dutcher and Ledee on the sideline.
All right, Powell comes out. Trammell comes out. And Dan Hurley comes over to shake Trammell's hand. As this Aztec team has made 2 great runs to the championship game last year and then the Sweet 16 this year. Solo ball is in the game. He throws up a 3. He had to beat the shot clock. Missed it off the back ring, and it's rebounded by Reese Waters. Waters to the front court. Pulls up on the right wing. Gives it up out front to Elijah Saunders. They work left to Miles Bird. Bird drives down the lane, try to feed a teammate, but he threw it away. UConn has 10 turnovers in this game to go with their 15 assists. That's the 9th turnover by San Diego State.
They average 11 per game.
All right, Castle comes out, and Jaden Ross comes in.
Castle just brilliant tonight, and he played well defensively, containing their guards.
All right, here's solo ball on the right wing to Ross. Ross on a high post handoff to Samson Johnson. Now Diarra wheels in there, shoots a 3, and knocks it down. Straightaway triple from long range by Diarra, and he's got double figures with 10. 77-50, and almost a turnover. And Saunders battling with Diarra. Diarra comes up with it, deals to Stewart, and Stewart slams it home. Oh, man. UConn putting it on the San Diego State Aztecs, 79-50. Aztecs front court right. It's Micah Parrish. Almost a near steal as Heidi comes up with it. Back to Parrish in the right wing. Dodges down low. Gives to Heidi on the baseline. Ball lost. Diving on the ground is Samson Johnson. He doesn't quite come up with it, but this team is relentless. And Yusuf Singari will come in. Apostolos Rumaglu and Drew Hurley come in. Diarra out. Stewart out. Samson Johnson out. High fives from Dan Hurley.
Mike, we talked about the impact of Diarra. Had Coach Hurley discussing that earlier in the game. He had a three. Then he got a defensive steal and set things up for a fast break dunk by Stewart.
Well, the Aztecs are going to go to their bench, too, as they bring in B.J. Davis, a freshman from Modesto, California. They inbound the ball to Miles Bird along the baseline. It's Waters working on ball, and he runs him over, and that's an offensive foul. And the UConn bench is up on their feet. You got to love that. Solo took a shot right in the solar plexus and drew the foul.
First time this year he's taken a charge.
And Apostolos Rumaglu inbound as another substitution for San Diego State. Cade Alger, who's a senior from Oakdale, California. He'll come in. Miles Heidi is the forward. He's a freshman from North Bend, Washington. He's in there. And Rumaglu across the timeline, right to left. Looking to get a call from the bench. He gets it. Rumaglu starts to his left off a screen by Ross and Singari. He fires a jumper up and makes it. I don't know if that was the play call, but it worked.
He's now 5 for 9 this year from three.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He doesn't play much, but he gets in and he will shoot it, and he makes it. Now a loose ball. Ross came up with it. Singari now, and he hands to Apostolos Rumaglu. Rumaglu to the front court. Dan Hurley said, call off the dogs, please, and give it up to Ball with under a minute to go.
The last time this happened, he called up the dogs, and Andre Johnson hit a three.
And Solo will dribble it out. And this UConn crowd appreciative. They are roaring.
Poor Solo's going to get called for a turnover here.
Oh, yeah. He's going to have to. Dan doesn't want to shoot it again. It's just not the kind of thing he wants. And there it is. A shot clock violation. And it'll be San Diego State's ball.
11th turnover by the Huskies, who've averaged just 8.5 a game. Very good over the last 10 games.
And Andre Johnson gets in. He knocked down a three the other day, much to the chagrin of his coach.
I would bet he will not try that tonight.
He won't do that tonight. Are you sure?
Positive. I'll bet you a nickel.
All right, Davis, that's about all you got in your pocket. All right, here are the Aztecs. They have it on the right wing. The kick out on the left wing as they work the perimeter. Fadeaway no good. It's batted around out of bounds. And it'll be San Diego State. It was Ryan Schwartz, a junior from Orinda, California, who fired it up and missed. 12 seconds to shoot. 21 seconds left on the game clock. And so, steal by Ball. It's loose. Picked up by Davis in the backcourt. Davis now. Crossover, lost it. Gives it up to Schwartz to try to drive it inside. And a foul is called by Jeff Clark with 2 seconds on the shot clock.
I think they got Solo ball for that one.
That was Cam Lawn, who was trying to drive the ball, the kid from Chicago. He's a redshirt freshman. So the UConn's over the limit, and so it'll be 1-1 for Lawn, as he tries to get in the score column in this one. 10 seconds left, and missed it. And Singari runs it down. He's on the sideline. So it'll be Aztecs ball.
Tough game for Solo Ball. He comes in, hasn't had much playing time lately, has to take a turnover as they let the shot clock expire intentionally, and this time got himself in a bad position at a commit a foul.
It's just good to see these guys playing in NCAA games, right? Here's the drive inside, and a basket goes in by B.J. Davis, and that's going to be the final score, 82-52. UConn roars into the Elite Eight by bouncing the Aztecs out of here. A 9-point lead at halftime expands to 30. And you think about it, how did it happen? UConn shot the ball well in the second half, 15 of 27, 56%, but they also held San Diego State to just 8 for 25, 32%, 5 of 25 overall from three-pointers. And so UConn wins it 82-52.
Huskies had a 9-point halftime lead and outscored San Diego State 42-21 in the second half. Worst loss by far of the year for San Diego State. They lost by 18 to New Mexico. And other than that, it was all 10 points or less. And they lose by 30 to UConn in the rematch of last year's national championship game. UConn wins its 34th game of the year. That ties the 1999 team that won the national championship for the most single-season wins in UConn history.
Dan Hurley going to come over and talk to the...
That's the director.